been seeing you run around Texas for a while now. FXRs are always clean when you pull up. And then when we got to hang out down in Austin, I finally get a chance to really talk to you and get to know you. And I was like, dude, hell yeah, we got to do a podcast. That's literally the only thing that I usually need to happen first. I need to feel like if there's a way to communicate with each other, and then it's like off to the races. Unless you're like some huge brand where it's like, I'm just rolling the dice. I hope they can talk. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. Like somebody's, they're a brand already.
Yeah, you know, because even if
this is their job too.
Exactly. But like I said, you've always built really nice bikes. Like I've talked about it so much in this podcast, how I've struggled with the OEM look, but there is an OEM look that I think like your white bike probably literally hits home the best for me. It's got the right amount of custom on it, so I don't feel like I'm on a stock bike. Yeah. And it's got an attitude and a stance, and it's just bitching. You know what I'm saying? So I really love that bike.
Yeah, that's like the second version of that one. Actually, kind of the third. It evolved. It was originally a 92 convertible with the two-tone blue, the light and dark sapphire blue.
Yeah.
And so I had that, and it was all blacked out for a while, and then I don't like to just get rid of my bikes and get a new one. And I kind of limited garage space, so I can't just have 20 bikes like I'd like to.
Yeah.
At least not yet. But so yeah, I'll just take it and then try to go, keep it, just do a new version. And if it's sometimes it's just a few little things or just simple as paint or. And I like to do marketplace, so I'll just find stuff too. And be like, and then the whole process kind of shifts because you get something cool, and then you're like, and then everything shifts. And so that's what that kind of turned into, was just random little scores here and there. And then I was like, that'd be cool. And then I'm like, all right, well, I guess this is going to be a little longer than I planned. It's not going to be a quick little like, let's just get it back up on the road. And it ended up being back down at the frame and everything again. So
when did you first pick up that bike?
That one was, I got that one. So when I first moved to Virginia after I left San Diego, we moved out there, and like just that move and everything, there was like I had just finished building a teal and chrome FXR that I did, had 124, it was a whole thing, and I built that bike to be like my forever bike. And, some things needed to happen, and obviously the first thing to go is the toys. That's the easy stuff. You can make another one. So, anyways, got that bike, and like I was going to be out of the game for a little bit. I just had to make some moves, and a friend reached out and was like, "Hey, got this bike. It's a basket case. If you want it, like it's yours. I know you're not in a spot right now to get a new bike, but he's like, just take it, and you can give me a couple bucks at some point whenever it makes sense for you." So, and I was in like 2018, like around Thanksgiving, I think.
Nice.
2018, and then it was a slow little process, and I just kind of started doing little things here and there, and then it's turned into full blown. Like I was just gonna put it back together and have a bike, and then and my wife actually was like, "Why don't you just, if it's already this far down, like why don't you just do it like you want to?" And I was like, "Dang, all right, I guess I'm doing that."
When they co-sign on it, it's like
I'm telling you, if they don't fight you about it, you take advantage of it while you have the chance before they take that back. So, but yeah, so then it took me a while. I had a deployment in the middle of that. And so like the only thing I didn't really do myself was the wiring. I had like a MU and everything done, and that's kind of like my Achilles heel when it comes to bike stuff, is the electrical stuff. So I had somebody do that while I was deployed, so I came home to the bike done.
So you technically built that while you were in Virginia?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I did all that, and then that's when it was the blue, and then actually I had it painted right before I left. Cody Roundtree. That's who painted that. So.
Yeah, there's a good scene. There's always been a good scene over there in Virginia Beach. We've had some great times there.
And it's just getting bigger too. It's pretty cool. A lot of the homies out there are kind of doing some cool stuff. So it's good to see them. Kind of sucks. I literally every time I talk to them, I'm like, where the hell was all this when I was here? Like it was getting good, but it wasn't like it is now. So it's pretty cool to.
We on a bike trip one year. We partied there in 2021. I think we were on our way to New York.
Okay.
And when I tell you, like, we went. They moved their bike night to a Monday or whatever. I think it was it was either Tuesday or it was a Monday, and they moved it. But they all came out. We went to the bar, then to another bar.
I think I was there.
You think?
I'm pretty sure I was. Because usually their bike nights was on a Wednesday.
That's right.
I'm
So I
pretty
think we
sure.
were
And
coming
you
on
guys came in
Tuesday.
town early.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Pull your mic a little
Oh
closer.
yeah, absolutely.
Bigger.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I was there that night.
Okay.
At the bike night that night.
Yeah, I think we were all playing cornhole all night, and somebody started ripping some
Because
wheelies.
it's on the side, right?
Yeah.
The cornhole was outside,
Yep.
and it was like a little inside bar. Yeah, yeah. I remember. I can't remember the name of that spot.
That's one when you told me when you were out there. I was wondering if you were there that time.
Yeah, I was definitely. Because I remember. I don't know if I made it to the bike night when you guys were there. I think I showed up late, and you guys might have been gone or something. I don't know. But
We ended up going to some like bar that was behind like a restaurant, like almost not quite speakeasy like, but it was kind of like that vibe. And it was like a fuck, dude, it's been so long, and it was a blurry ride there and home. So
yeah, plenty of those. Yeah, I kind of miss the Virginia scene because a lot of the guys out there were like real good buddies and stuff. So it's kind of, yeah, I love any chance to get back out there is a good time.
did you ever meet Taylor? Because I think I was telling you about him. He was in Virginia at the time, I believe.
I'm not sure.
He's ended up starting that shifter crew when he moved to California with some other buddies. But they were, I mean, he was on a sporty, so I don't know if you would have noticed that.
I am kind of a snob when it comes to FX. I will admit that. So you know, I'll take that.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I mean that's just my thing. It is just kind of all I'm really. That's my thing. So anytime I see an FXR like that, I've met a lot of had a few friends now like from around our area that I've met just because they rolled up on an FXR and I just like before they even had their helmet off, I'm like, hey, what's up? Like,
Yeah.
I'm Chris. I like your FXR. Like,
Yeah.
let's talk about it. That's kind of I don't know. That's just my thing, I guess. I was a Dynabro for a while though. That's how I cut my teeth.
I was going to ask you, so like, did the whole bike thing kind of start for you out in San Diego when you were out there?
Yeah, because I got out there. I think I moved out there in like 2005. That's when I got stationed out there. Like,
You were Navy though?
yeah, I was in the
Okay.
Navy. Got stationed out there in like 2005, 5, 6, sometime around there.
Bring yourself, just bring the whole thing of you closer. That way. Because when the people start listening to it, like if you're too far away, that'll
It
be
just
like,
sounds like I'm far away.
yeah, that's all
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I just got out there in like 2005, and I was broke. I was a broke E1, not making a whole lot of money. So I was my first bike was a sweet Yamaha V-Star 650. Hey man, it's all I could afford. It was like $1,500. I remember I went and picked that thing up. I was stoked. I was just ripping around. I actually had never even really like ridden much like in my teens and stuff like that. I didn't really grow up on bikes and around them. I just was always into it. And so I got my sweet Yamaha and I was running around the streets of San Diego in my sweet V-Star. And then shortly after that, like all my other buddies like started going on deployments and they'd come home with that deployment money and they're like, oh, I got a sporty. And I'm like, damn, I want a Harley too. And so I went on a deployment and came back and I got picked up. I had a Softail Deluxe. I loved the like Cholo Vicla stuff. That stuff. I still do. It's just not practical for riding like that. So I had a Softail for like 6 months, met a bunch of dudes and started hitting the twisties. And I was like, I can't ride this thing out here. And so I got a 99 DX from some like club guy. It was a pretty beat up bike. It had a thunderheader and a Makuni and some T-bars and I was in it. And I just never looked back after that. And that's when I started like the riding was kind of like, oh man, this is way fun. Like, actually getting out there in the twisties on a bike that's a little more set up for that. It was way more fun. I was like, okay, now I get it.
Dude. Just San Diego is just such a hotbed for motorcycles in general. And I've really, in all my years of going to California, I would always be in LA or NorCal. I never really went to San Diego much. And then after meeting Taylor again, I just found myself going back there a lot more and actually riding the streets a lot more and being around. And dude, it's pretty gnarly how many bikes are down there.
That's kind of like what got me into like the whole like customized stuff too. Obviously, everybody out there has nobody has a stock bike. Everybody's stuff's clean. Like once you get into the scene a little bit, like, everybody's got something going on. So you kind of get that like, well, I gotta have something like kind of cool too, at least. And then I just got bit by it real bad. Like
I always said that like my buddy Heath Pinter from Saddleman, he made a comment once and it kind of always stuck with me, but it was like, it's like people in SoCal just build really clean bikes. Like they're always like dialed really nice and, like really meticulous. Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, a lot of the country just doesn't have that. Like they don't build to that quality. And it's a generalization, not an accusation. Right. But I also was like, well, here's the deal, dude. I had to ride my bike from Texas to here, and I'm sorry the bugs got on the frame and in the vents of the
right.
And you rode 10 miles
Around
to Born
town.
Free.
Yeah. And
So
you got to wash it every night. For
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would definitely say I was guilty of that when I lived there. Like, you get in that little like Southern California bubble, and you just don't really.
You don't have
out.
to go. You don't.
And that was the best part. Like 10 minutes from my back, from my garage, I had some of the dopest riding that you can have, and it's just right there all day.
What part of San Diego were you in mainly?
I was all over in San Diego. I lived in down in Imperial Beach. I lived in PB for a bunch of times. I lived up in Claremont, out in East County, out in Santee, El Cajon area, so. A little bit everywhere. I just moved around pretty much every year. Whenever the lease was up, we'd get a new spot. Whichever homies wanted to roll with to the next spot, or get some new ones and whatever. And then we just every day we just get off work, we'd ride to work. I think there was a period of time like 3 years I didn't even own a car. Mm-hmm. I just rode to work. Yeah, that was my car. We all had bikes, and we just rode every day. And we'd get off work, take the long way, AKA take the twisties home, and but that's all we did: just eat, sleep, and ride. And what little time we had, because it was either we were always on.
Well, I feel like out there, it's so easy to have get like a group together, Not necessarily have to have bike nights and stuff, kind of like how we were talking when you first got here. I know there is bike nights, there is things like that, but. If you have 5 solid homies that every time you hop on the bike, every time the garage door's up, they're all in the garage.
That's it.
You don't think about, man, what we need is a bar to go to.
No,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely not. That's exactly how it was. I had a group of probably 5 to 10, depending on who was available. But at any given time, there was at least 5 or 6 of us jamming around every night, just going, doing shit. And they would have bike nights. We'd obviously go, but. Now that you say that in that sense, I kind of makes you think I guess we really didn't. There wasn't a lot going on as far as events. Yeah, it was just we made our own shit. Get on the bike and go ride around and see what happens. Our favorite spot was Pacers, the strip club in San Diego, because they had $6 pitchers of Coors Light.
Damn.
And and my wife's like, yeah, sure, I bet. I'm like, no, really, that was the best part. We'd go there for $6 pitchers. I mean, granted, the scenery wasn't terrible either, but I mean, who doesn't want to look at some butt cheeks and drink beers that are cheap? That sounds like a good time to me. After we just rode, 250, 300 miles of just the dopest back roads, just ripping around, and then you go finish the day off with staring at some titties and drinking some beers,
it's fucking sick.
And some blurry rides home.
Well, it's you're drinking mountain water, so it's not that bad.
You can drink 20 of those. You don't even break the bank either.
I think all the chopper dudes call them cruise control beers. I think is what they call them. It's like they're drinking, but they're really not drinking.
Yeah, you're not really drinking.
Yeah. So, so you're on. You graduate to the DX. What's the next? What's the moment that's what I want to do the FXR thing.
So that was kind of later on. It was around 20. So I'll be honest, and I'll even out myself. I was super anti FXR. Once I kind of got really big into just got big into the bike stuff. Mm-hmm. I was so anti FXR just because of the cult people that was about them, and I just didn't know. I was just I was like, man, that's kind of weird. Why is everybody so they're just all about it? And so I was just never, not anti, but I was just I'm doing my little Dyna thing. I really loved the T Sports, so I had a couple pretty cool ones that I did up. And, and then I was actually tearing my T Sport down to build it bigger. I was going to, I wanted 150, I was trying to, big motor. Damn. I wanted it to be crazy. So while I was waiting to do that, I picked up an FXR pretty cheap, for just to have a little bike to ride around while I was doing this little new version of the bike. And then I immediately was I want to do a couple little changes just to make it mine. And then that fell into, I just ended up parting that whole bike out, my Dyna. I just sold it in pieces and then used all that money, and that's when I built the teal and chrome bike. And so that was, but it was just a black stock, just all blacked out, FXR with a thunder header. And I was just man, this thing's really fun. And it's it was way more fun than the Dyna to me. And they're a little easier to work on. The Evos and stuff are too, and like it's and then the finding the parts thing is kind of fun too. That's that was the other part of it. I traded mid controls for some floorboards and some leather pro bags for some police bags, and so it was like just little cool. I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's just kind of evolved into its own thing, and then I was like, you know what, I want to do this, and so I just sold the other bike, the Dyna, and I never looked back. And that was like 2016, I think.
Yeah. I remember when I met FXR Mike, he was the first catalyst that was like, he brought me an FXR to paint, and then from that moment on, I was kind of like, I kind of knew about him, but I wasn't as heavy into this like side of the culture at the time in 2016. And, you know, quickly I met, you know, Chris Harry, you know, Joe Kidd, and a lot of those hitters, you know, within the next 6 months of doing that, of my first FXR. But it's up and down for me. Like it's like I always want one in the stable. You know what I mean? And that's why like my goal bike's like the forever, never leaving. But I think Joe Kidd said it best. It's like I want all of them. Like I want your white one. I also want like I think your white one, and Rennie had this. You know Eric down there, Eric Hill.
Yeah.
So he had that black one that looks just like this 92.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, when he brought
clean.
it was clean. I was like, dude, I just want a clean bike, but it's not in my nature to have a stock paint job. So I tried to make a little version of.
Well, it's just off-brand, you know?
Yeah, it is off-brand for me, but I do like I've been the hardest shit talker of like factory paint jobs forever. But
now you're like, fuck.
It's kind of sick, dude.
Yeah. It's like, I just like the fact that it's in 20 years, like it's still going to be classic. Like it's still going to like it'll be in, you know, in fad, whatever you want to call it. It'll be in style still 20 years from now. Like it was 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and it still is now. You know, shit. People are fighting; they're paying top dollar for stock. Now, you know, as soon as you start messing with stuff, the value actually kind of goes down on some of these bikes,
which is understandable.
Yeah. I mean, you can find a museum quality one, like a under 5,000 mile one that's like pristine. You're gonna pay stupid money for that now.
Yeah, we were talking about gas tanks earlier, dude. They're insane.
Yeah, that's why I just scour the marketplace. Hopefully, some dude doesn't know that tank's worth $700-800 apparently to someone now. It's crazy. That's the only bad thing about FXRs being cool right now is the parts are like.
Well, they always,
the
man.
price.
In the last 10 years, essentially, or 8 years that I've been fucking with them, it's like that. It goes up and down.
Yeah. I think bike wise, we're in a lull right now. I think that's just because holidays in the wintertime, there's a lot.
I think the economy's got where people are just trying to offload a lot of shit. So
because there's a lot of cool shit for good prices right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is good for the people that can still go pick up parts.
Yeah, marketplace, like there needs to be like a professional tier of marketplacer. You know what I mean? Like you get like a badge, kind of like an official, what you call it, like the verified badge.
The verified badge.
Yeah, you're right. It's on your little profile for marketplace. It's like, oh, this guy's a professional. Like
he's a top tier marketplacer. You know what I mean?
I bet you if you took marketplace off of my off of my screen time on my phone, I probably would have like 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Like I don't know. It's kind of addicting.
If you think about like how like obviously you've been doing this long enough to like have had some time in Craigslist. And Craigslist, like I said, I've got some bikes, some tools. I've done my fair share of Craigslist, but when Facebook was created, it was like you could tell right away whether or not someone was kind of bullshit,
right?
And there was like a more direct connection instead of like them putting in their number. It's like a word, a number, like trying to all that bullshit that used to go on. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, now the only thing I would gripe about Marketplace is like the sponsored ads and the amount of that shit. Like I would pay money for unsponsored, ad free.
I wish they had where you could search the whole country for just one specific thing. Like it just weeds out. It just gives me that for across the board, so I don't have to change my location every like 20 minutes to move around.
Yeah, it's like fucking.
I do that shit all day though.
Yeah, it's the hunt though, like you were saying, man. There's some kind of like primal thing about it where it feels good. Like I don't even have any money right now, but I already opened Marketplace 5 times today.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. I'm not trying to buy anything right now, but Yeah, I'm always looking, but you never know though. There might be that screaming deal that you have to go get. Like I've had 2 of those in the last like 6 months.
Nice.
I've got 2 like super clean FXRs for less than under $3,000, both of them, and they were just popped up, and I was the first person that messaged the seller, and like because they was like listed 5 minutes ago. I'm like, please have it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I still got it. Perfect. I'll be there in like 2 hours. I wasn't planning on buying a bike that day, but here I am driving 4 hours to go pick up a bike.
Yeah, it's out there, man. You know, there really is deals.
Still in the hills. You just gotta find them or be fast.
Yeah, we're kind of getting saturated up here in Dallas with Brooks, Robert Cheek, you know, fucking Ryan.
Ryan's
so
out there.
there's like a handful of dudes that are got the same addictive qualities that I'm starting to develop.
They they already got the badge.
They're verified.
Yep.
But yeah, it's crazy because every time I would find a smoking deal on an FXR, if I reached out and hit them up and they said it was already kind of spoken for, typically it would be Brooks or Ryan. If it was an FXR, it's for sure Brooks or Ryan. But some of the shovelhead stuff when I was going through that phase as well, it'd be like Brooks mainly.
Yeah,
but
I'm kind of getting into a phase where I want to like make something of my own. Like I don't know, I don't want to do like I'm not trying to go fall into the chopper scene like that, but I don't know. I have like a bike in my head that I really want to get out, and I have almost all the parts just kind of sitting around. It's just got kind of stuff I've just stashed away, and I don't know. I think I might try my hand at that. We'll see how that goes.
Well, we were talking down in Austin. You were talking about kind of having a little bit of chopper fever right now.
Yeah.
And then you went and picked up that monstrosity. I was like, I hope this is what you were talking about.
No. That was strictly
for the motor, right?
Yeah, I wanted that motor bad. Yeah. I'd wanted a Spooth motor for a long time. And
so what's the story behind a Spooth motor? I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it.
He was like one of those guys. He was just like, you know, beyond our comprehension of like knowledge with the bike stuff, like motor, you know, the ins and outs of that stuff. And he was making some really cool stuff back in the day, like lots of cool billet stuff. All of his like cases and his cylinders and stuff are like some like super proprietary like alloys that he like made. It's all kinds of weird shit, like but they're just tough to find because there wasn't a lot of it out there. And I mean, even back in like the 90s and early 2000s, those things were like 10, 12 grand for a motor and stuff. Like, so which, you know, nowadays that's probably what, 20, 25 grand for a
knucklehead
for a motor. Yeah, right, exactly. But it was like big dollar stuff. But that whoever built that monstrosity in 1996 paid a lot of money because there was like a full Ness built transmission in it, like that Spooth motor, all kinds of Arlen Ness primary.
Was it built off like say a Kenny Boy style frame?
I don't know what it is. It's like a Evo Dyna like drivetrain.
Okay.
So it's got like the Dyna motor mounts in the front and rear, and it was like a Dyna transmission.
So yeah, the transmission is garbage.
Obviously the Evo is you know, that was pretty universal. So I wanted that motor, and so I've just kind of slanging some of the cool crusty things that were on it and made my money back.
Already?
And now I get to keep the motor. So it's just like the motor in the white bike. That was a free motor.
Yeah.
Just same thing. Found a basket case. Dude wanted $1,000 for a whole bike that was just in pieces. And I was like, the motor included? He's like, yeah, everything. And he's like, I think it's an 80-inch. Turned out it was a brand new. I opened it up. There was nothing in it. Like it was all fresh, brand new. And it was a 96, not an 80. And I almost doubled my money on that one, or more than doubled my money on that, and got to keep the motor too. So
yeah.
I love that. That's the way. That's fun. Like take some crusty shit and make it cool.
I'm still, and this is why I can't be verified yet. Is that I'll get a good deal and have the ability or the opportunity to turn around and make some money off of this and still be able to come out on top. But I always choose the path of doubling down on what I spent and being, no money was made in this situation.
It turns into a whole new project that costs you money.
Yeah.
Like, it costs twice as, no, definitely. That's kind of my problem too. I try to at least make my money back.
Yeah.
If I can at least make my money back, then I'm like, all right, whatever I do after that's fine. If I get to keep it and stash a bunch of shit away.
But how much of it do you get to this point? Because like I've wanted to have a stash of 9 spokes, like at least a set or two on deck all the time. I have one full RT set that like I kind of need to sell, but I don't want to sell.
Yeah.
You know,
that makes sense.
there's like things that like you start like you
I
get to a
definitely
point.
have some things where I don't want to get rid of.
Yeah.
Or just that will stay. No matter. I mean, unless it's like I really need money, like some shit really popped
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm finding that stage of my life where I'm like fiscally able to do that, and I did it because I always before that's how I made my bikes cool. Is I flipped shit and I didn't have a ton of money extra, you know, so I would just buy some shit. And it's a lot of it too is like knowing what parts are what. Because if you can look into at a picture and see some shit that's, you know, like, oh, I know exactly what that is. Like I picked up a transmission, like an FXR spline shaft. Dude had it listed as like a 4-speed shovel head transmission or something stupid like that, right? And I was like, that's a 90 and up like spline shaft. Like I was like, and it was $120 in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but you know, he had no idea what it was, and I get a good deal, so everybody's happy.
Yeah,
you know. But like that's just knowing what is what helps, obviously, because you might think you get a good deal, and you're like, oh, it's the wrong year, or it's the 1 year it didn't fit, or so, you know, some dumb shit. It just. But yeah, that's the fun part, though.
That's what I feel like for me with swap meets. Like now that I've kind of done a chopper, I know what all these parts are now. I know where that part laying on the ground goes.
Yeah.
And so like it kind of it unlocked maybe that tier of shit.
Yeah. That's what it is. Is just because like I said, I know I'm only looking for specific shit. So it's like what I'm looking for is pretty pigeonholed. So I know kind of what I'm looking for, and if it or what works and what can be made to work or whatever. So that's where you find the good deals with people that just, I don't know what this is. Like just $100 and you're like, fuck, okay, yeah, I'll give you $100 for that. Okay. That's when it's like like you said, the just kind of knowing, and once you can associate those things with where it all goes, and like, oh, I know what that is now.
Yeah.
And it's good to have.
Yeah, there's like FXR parts where, like I was telling you, like I want to have almost enough spare parts laying around that I could throw together something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I think I'm there now. I think I have enough stuff if I just got like a frame, or actually I was just talking to Ryan on my way up here. There was a couple frame like rollers.
Mic to you. Just turn it to like you can spin it. Yeah.
There's a couple like full rollers for like $1,000.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
Yeah,
there was one in Waco, I think.
Yeah, that's the one we were both like, dang. I was like, I just can't do that right now.
It's a good deal, yeah.
And they're both gone. The one I sent him another one. I'm like, oh, there's another one here, and it was like in like Arkansas or something. Yeah. And they're both gone. I'm like, damn.
What's like, like you'll see a good deal, but you've also kind of moved that circle around on the marketplace. You're 300 miles away now. And it's still a good deal. Like they're still at $100 transmission, but it's kind of like, do you have a threshold of like, I'm not willing to do that?
I mean, if there's definitely like more than like $1,000 to be made by that trip, like I'll drive. Like I drove for that basket case with the 96 S&S. I drove all the way to like middle Louisiana for that and back. So it was like 6-7 hours one way. So, and I mean, paid $1,000, but I ended up making like $4,000 off of it and got to keep that motor. So I mean that's worth it. And I mean, I'm retired, so I don't really have to anywhere to be, unless if my kids don't have some shit that dad needs to be at. I don't really have anything else going on, so I'm free to just hop in the car and go drive for 12 hours if I can go. If it can make me a couple bucks, it makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, if it was only like $100 or something, I'm not going to drive. The gas doesn't make sense, but. That's when I just steal my wife's car because it's better on gas. Driving my truck doesn't make sense unless I need the room.
The space in it, yeah. That's what I've been saying. It's like we have the old van, the G10 van that I love driving, and it's just not quite, I don't trust it enough to be like, yo, I'm jumping on this and going to California. But I want something like that. But I don't want to spend Sprinter van money. You know what I mean? Even though a Sprinter van would solve all of my problems.
Every once a week I'd toss that idea around in my head. I'm like, should I just sell my truck and like it's paid off? I'll just like trade it in and buy a Sprinter van. But I'm like, do I really want to drive a Sprinter van all the time? Like when that's my only like truck or vehicle. It's not, if I don't steal the wife's car, like I have to drive my van, which I mean, most of the driving I'm trying to do is either going buy parts or bikes or going somewhere with my bike that I just maybe don't want to ride to or something, you know. So I don't know. I fight with that idea like at least once a week. Like, should I just get a van? And then one of my buddies just got one, and I don't know. It's kind of made me want to get it even more.
Yeah, they're cool and certain. Like the ones that are really cool are like fucking $100,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money. I'd have to buy a clapper and make it like the rest of my things. I buy a clapper and make it, and try to make it as nice as I can. I think that just comes from being poor.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
they're resourceful.
Yeah, dude, like if you want to have nice things, you got to make it nice.
I don't have spur money. I've got like Ford Transit money.
Yeah, Ford Transit.
Right?
The Ford Transits are still expensive. I think the Ford Transit is technically a Sprinter van. Or it's something along the lines of that. I think the Dodge is the one that's a better value.
Or whatever it is. Hell yeah. I'll take any of them, honestly.
Yeah. Just when they have the diesel ones and they're like, you'll see the diesel one, it's got like 250,000 miles. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I'm not paying $28,000 for a 250,000 mile anything. You know, like, yeah, those motors might last forever, but does the starter last that long?
Everything last that long? Yeah.
You know,
what else is going to go
what's
wrong?
the seat look like in that motherfucker? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lot of fucking ass time.
100%. So I don't know, man. I feel like the van, because I can fit just about everything that I have currently in the van. I just need to get like I need to have somebody that's like really good with those old TBI motors to just go through it and just pay them and be done with it and stop trying to do shit myself.
Yeah. That's another one of those things. It's like sometimes you're like, at what point is it just more efficient to pay someone else to do certain things? Because I'm just over here and then some things I just, I don't know. I don't have any excuses now. I have plenty of time, so I can't say I don't have time. But
well, it's kind of like peace of mind, and maybe when I say peace of mind, it's like if somebody that knows, like somebody that knows these old TBI fuel injection, V6s and V8s, like, yo, man, this is what it's doing. I know what you're talking about. Bam, solve the problem.
Like that's
instead of me just throwing sensors and fucking spark plugs at something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like you're paying him for that knowledge. It's
exactly.
You're like, I could fumble through it and I could probably have it going in a couple of weeks.
Probably the same amount of money that I would pay someone. I could probably get there, but not in the same time.
100%. Absolutely.
But the same money eventually.
And what else are you going to fuck up possibly on your way?
Yeah, dude.
On your way onto that journey. So
I swear to God, every time I change the sensor or I do something to it to make it better, it seems like it's better for a day or two and then it's worse. And I'm like, man, at this point, I mean, ultimately I'd like to LS swap the whole thing, but that's another thing where like being a bike guy, I understand the motorcycle world and I understand cost. In the car world, there's dudes that want $1,500 worth of labor and there's dudes that want $8,000. And there seems to be no in between. And that's such a big swing of labor to have someone do a LS swap for you that I'm like, I need to.
And what am I getting for the difference in price? Like where's
if I'm paying $8,500 in labor to have it done, like, yeah, what are we getting? Like,
what do I get with that? Like, are we talking like shit's gonna look fucking like show quality?
Yeah.
Or is it like, is this some dude in his garage, that's gonna wires everywhere, like that?
Because at one time I was that dude trying to get my name out there, doing crackhead prices and trying to offer like good quality. But
when you're first starting out, you kind of have to.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to. You could just set your price or whatever. But who's going to give you a shot if they're like, I can go with my guy I know is trusted or this kid over here at the same price?
Yeah, exactly.
So
usually you get the price shoppers, you get them to give you the opportunity to get your foot in the door, and then you build yourself up as your reputation goes. Because most of the dudes that have money in this world, they would rather pay for the peace of mind than the gamble for $500 difference.
100%.
You know what I mean? And I'm that way too. Like not that I have $8,500 to spend on
an LS
labor for LS swap.
Yeah,
but
not including everything else.
If you can lay it all out and justify it, and also like, it's not going to come in your shop in February and then I'm calling you in October like, yo, dude, what the fuck? Like that's another peace of mind thing that I always tell people, like you're paying for the professionalism of said individual in that world.
Yeah, because Yeah, if I'm paying top dollar for something, I expect it to be done when you told me it was going to be done. Not like you said, oh, yeah, it'll be done in a month. And then 6 months later, we're still having this conversation.
It's like my wheels down there, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Bro, I would have just paid the extra money to be not a hookup.
Yeah, just
for,
yeah, I'll pay
you
the
know,
extra money. Like, give me my shit. This is what I want.
I didn't need, it's always weird because like usually if I reach out to a brand and say, hey, I'm interested in, running this, that, and the other, I'm not necessarily asking for, yeah, I do actually. I'm not necessarily asking for a discount. A lot of times it ends up turning into like one of those, hey, if you want to run my stuff, we'd love to have you do it. Just, give us some shout outs, talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And there's some aspects where like, it makes sense. And yeah, I definitely didn't want to spend $3,000 on that.
If somebody wants to give me a deal on something, I mean, I'm not going to say no, but I also, if I want something, I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to get it.
If I reach out about it, I'm willing to pay for it. That's what I'm getting
right.
at.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, if there's something I want, I'll just get it. I don't care. I don't know if I have to pay retail, then that's what we're doing.
There's a lot of benefits of just being an OG customer, like a customer from back in the day before social media had like any kind of like influencer bullshit. Like just a person. If you're a guy that's like, I want to buy this, and I have the money, like you have all the power. If someone's not doing their job, like it's not on you at all.
Yeah.
But there's all these little gray areas when it's like, well, you're supposed to give me 6 posts and a collab post. And, all this weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody has to, there's all the, I don't know. I think when it starts to be like you're just like doing shit because it's paid for, like you're like, I don't know. You're putting out like that false sense of like the value to the part too.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't really believe that it's fucking that good, but you're like, oh yeah, they gave me a free one, so I'm gonna put it on my bike anyways. Like I think when people start doing that shit, like you don't really like it. You're just doing it because it's somebody told you to do that. Like I think that's when I kind of like it loses me with the bike stuff when it gets to like that level. Like just I don't know, keep all that away. I just like doing it my way, and if you don't like it, then I don't care. It's mine.
Well, that's kind of the good thing about the FXR world is that there's not a lot of new products in there. In that space. No. So it's like
there's not.
And when you're building them, like I'll be the first one to tell you, when you're building one, it's not like brands are like chomping at the bit because they want you to run their shit. It's like, dude, this stuff's been on the market for 20 years. Like
nobody's really making, and it's funny too because like we think it seems in our head like the FXR scene is just like so huge, and like how is Harley not like just repopping FXRs already? And it's like we're such a small little fucking drop in that bucket that they don't even, I mean, obviously it's a part of their, it's a big part of the culture right now. So they're going to obviously like focus on that. But it's like, in respect to like the monetary part, an FXR is like this big to their whole like brand. It's not, but it seems like so like, how do they not see it? Like it's FXRs everywhere. That's because that's all we are.
Yeah, like, when we log in to Instagram, that's all we're scrolling past.
Exactly. And then you realize you're like, oh yeah, maybe it's outside of our little bubble. It's actually.
I wonder how. Like maybe you can help me with this. It's like, what is it like? What do you think the draw is in comparison to all the other like great performing bikes? The new modern Softails they're awesome in every way. The baggers are definitely nice in a lot of ways and stuff like that. So like why, like what do you think, what's a selling point, or maybe not selling point, but like someone that wants an FXR, why should they want one of those? You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, I can't think of a lot of reasons why you would. It's a fucking money pit and you're going to be working on it and you're going to be pissed off all the time. But I don't know. There's just something about them. They have like, they still have, I don't know, it sounds kind of gay and hippy dippy, but it's like they have like soul still. It's like still carbureted. It's got a super simple electrical system. There's no, you don't need a computer to fucking troubleshoot it if something goes wrong. If you have half a brain, you can probably fix 90% of the problems that are going to arise.
Yeah.
And I think they're just like cool because you can, like with minimal mechanical experience, you could probably take one apart and YouTube mechanic your way back together and have a running bike that you built.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a chopper, but it's like if the chopper had you could build buy a chopper kit that's like Legos,
Yeah.
if it gives you everything and they all fit together kind of like it should, but it might need a little tweaking.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of you don't have to be a fabricator to build a cool FXR.
It's like on the instructions below, it says the tools you need.
Yeah,
Drill.
Yeah, it'll
wrenches.
have a couple of things for you, and it comes in the box, and then you're like, cool.
Expert level, medium.
Yeah, right,
The
exactly.
intermediate level.
It's like
Lego kit for.
You don't have to be a fabricator to have a cool FXR. You can, and then I think for me the biggest thing is most of the people I meet that are really about the FXRs are always they're just down to talk about them. It's like a little cult. Everybody and they'll take care of you if they see that you're not just a wannabe, just trying to you're not just doing it because it's trendy, and you're you actually genuinely are into it. I get people hook it up all the time. I get, oh hey, I really need something that I can't find. I don't want to pay $1,000 for it. I don't want to pay Elvis prices.
Yeah.
And so the people will be like, oh, I got that. I got you. And that's cool. I love that.
Well,
shit.
it makes sense for some parts, but it's hey, I've been really wanting an RT fairing, a perfect one. You have one. You should give me that at a discount because we're both FXR bros.
Well, maybe not that. I mean, some of the guys are like that.
Yeah.
Straight up. They're like, yeah, you're an FX guy, I'm an FXR guy. Yeah, I'll give you a good deal. Because I know it's going to someone that's, gonna evaluate this almost, hopefully as much as I do, or enjoy it the way I would, because it's that cool little OEM piece. You're I wanted that. I wanted it to be OEM. I could buy a repop, sure, but then it's not OEM.
Yeah.
Some things I'm kind of.
If you're gonna put an RT fairing on the bike, it's got to be OEM, especially if it's an FXR. If it's not an FXR, to me it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but if you're gonna build an FXR, it needs to have an OG fairing.
Yep, I agree. I'm kind of that's one of the things I always do is I love if I'm gonna do a T-Sport fairing on my the white bike, it's got to be OEM.
That's one of my dream FXRs is an OG T-Sport front end. Kind of like a T-Sport FXR if you really break it down.
Yeah, and that's kind of what my thing is, because when I got into the Dyna stuff, I had my DX, but then I got that one pretty cool, and then I sold it and bought another one, and I bought a T-Sport, and then I had 3 T-Sports after that.
Damn.
And that was fell in love with them. They're just great. If I have I'll have a Dyna in the stable at some point, and it'll be a T-Sport or a Defender or both. I don't know, but those are the only 2 that I really would still have now.
I've owned 2 T-Sports. One was just kind of a basket case, and the one that I did own, it's I did like it, but it was kind of as the scene has been kind of trending towards more OEM looking stuff. I tried to customize it way too much, and it just became a custom bike, and it didn't really feel like a T-Sport anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. So it's it was an OG T-Sport with the fairing and all the stuff was there, and it was original, but because of the way I painted it, it kind of took away that. It was still cool. I liked it. It was my style and flavor and everything, but I didn't feel like I owned a T-Sport. I felt like I just had a Dyna with a T-Sport fairing.
Yeah, because it could have been any other Dyna unless you get into it and see, and then you're like, oh, it is a T-Sport.
So that's why there's some aspects of the OEM stuff where I get it, and honestly, the way when I see a bike like your white one, and I'm drawn to it, or I see, Eric's bike that I was drawn to, it's there's something about them, and as a customizer, I want to know, I want to get that ability to create that flavor, that soul, if you will, and not be every time I touch it, it's just this perfect, custom paint job and finishes. And there's an art to keeping things kind of on the lines of factory.
I feel like that's kind of something I've been able to not to toot my own horn or whatever, but I think that's kind of what I've curated is this an ability to keep it, dang, that could have been a bike from that era, but then also you look at it and you're I see now as well, the more modern stuff with upgraded brakes, suspension, that kind of stuff. That's always that's kind of standard across the board. But I just think even my white bike, the paint's not an actual OEM paint scheme, but it looked like it could have been. It's got the standard dual pinstripe with a Harley decal, and you
Yeah.
know it's pretty simple, nothing too crazy. But then you get into it, and there's like a pearl, so it's kind of like that's where you can kind of add your flair. Is like it's from 10 feet, it just looks white, but then
Yeah.
you get up there and you're like, oh shit, like it's a pearl, and then there's all these like little stupid things. Like that's kind of my thing is like the dumb little details.
It's kind of like it's got an OEM flavor, but you couldn't get this from the OEM.
Yeah, there's like the extra details that like Harley didn't, they obviously they couldn't do. You just can't do that because you'd lose all your profit. If you start getting into like the little small things. Like my chrome bike has like the seat hinge and the latch are chromed. Like just little dumb shit like that. I like to do that, just that extra little detail, like, oh, he took that extra little mile to go do the little shit that most people just be like,
Well, it's like when you would go to like a San Diego Customs FXR show at Born Free on the Saturday when it's all FXRs, like you can really nerd out and find all these little, like I took probably 100 pictures this last year because I was in the process of doing the brown one. And I'm just like seeing all this like little nuanced stuff that these guys were doing, and I'm just kind of blown away.
Yeah.
Because they're not like on these extravagant ass bikes. It's kind of like you had to just really notice something off.
It's like they keep throwing that term around lately, like the OEM plus.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's kind of like that. It looks from a quick glance, you're like, oh, it's just like a FXR, but then you're like, wait.
Yeah.
And then you go like looking into their bikes, and you're like, holy shit, like you went all out.
Yeah, and that's kind of when, I spent my entire adulthood making bikes completely custom. And so I feel like at a disadvantage to have to almost like untrain myself to see that way and like go back to like a virgin eyes looking at a motorcycle.
Yeah. And and you got to be able to see it from like your custom eyes, but like how can you do your thing but like not ruin the lines of it, if you will, like in a general sense. I think my problem is I have so much going on in my head. I have probably 20 bikes in my head and I'm like neurotic. I want to get them out. I just don't have 20 bike money. So every year or so, I'll just throw one of the ones back on the lift and give it a facelift. Change some stuff up, and just the blue bike's about to get a full facelift. That Spooth motor's going in that. It's gonna be fun.
What's the size of that motor?
It's a 104, and I don't like. There's not a whole lot of info to get on those, at least online and stuff. And I've called, and like the guys, he's passed like a while back, but his wife still runs the stuff. You can buy the Spooth stabilizers for the dynos and stuff. You can still buy all that stuff. But yeah, it's like everything I've been able to find, and the few people that do have knowledge of them are like, dude, that thing's gonna be like rowdy. They were like 120 plus. Damn. Like horse and torque in a 104, because he built 95-inch and 104 inches like that you could buy like their motors and stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get it all cleaned up, and it was fully polished and everything. So I'm kind of debating. I kind of want to chrome the frame, but I really don't. It's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
but
finding a chromer is pretty difficult. I mean,
I have a good chromer I use out in California. I just send all my stuff to him.
Isn't one of those guys that hopped the border?
Yep, he does, because he has a shop. They have a shop in San Diego. They do polishing and powder coating, and then they take everything down to TJ and do all the good chrome.
Yeah.
But he does all the prep work and stuff like in house.
Yeah, the polishing is where I think a lot of the chrome.
Yeah, you have
shines.
to polish it before you dip it, and then that's really where it all is that prep work. And then obviously the good chrome where they don't have to worry about EPA stuff, and they can just actually
triple
with
dip.
all the caustic stuff and horrible for the environment. But hey, it looks good.
It's crazy they outlaw all that stuff here. I remember we used to use a company out of California called Sport Chrome, and they would do like the exchange shit, and you would get like the best chrome ever, Yep. And then here, like there's chromers, but they don't have the whole process.
They can't. Yep.
So you tighten a bolt down and the chrome's popping off, and you'd see like if it was a big flat space, you would see all the sand scratches because they polished it to like 220 grit,
Right.
essentially, hoping the chrome would fill it all in. It's just like, it was horrible. So if you were chroming like bolts or like small little brackets, it was like,
fine.
you know, it was fine. But like wheels, frames, things like that, you're like,
A lot of
fuck
places
no.
won't even touch wheels now either.
For real?
Yeah, because they don't want to do that prep work because it's a pain in the ass on all the little each little spoke and the little crevices and stuff.
They're all textured and all that shit. Yeah.
exactly. So they don't want to do all that shit. So most places will tell you like we don't do wheels.
What, like we were talking earlier, like there's like a couple of areas where someone just made some clean 9 spokes,
Dude.
13 spokes, get rid of some of the like things that make it a little bit maybe not as desirable. Like I like a good the way a step lip rim looks. I like that. And if I could do just 9 spokes, 13 spokes, something like that, a 7 spoke, like we were talking with the
I'm
new metal
telling you,
stuff.
Like I don't know why nobody's like. I feel like people are paying almost the wheel costs for OEM. I mean, I guess 9 spokes and stuff are pretty easy to come by, but you get into like the Thunder Stars and like the Lightning Stars and like all those other weird one-off ones. Like people are paying $2-3 grand for those.
Yeah.
You know, so why not make some like cool shit that? And then if you have like some cool billet, it's like, oh, it looks OEM, but again, it's that whole little still looks stock. But then once you get into it, you're like, oh wait.
But I feel like a 9 spoke, like you're talking about, these wheels, they really won't go out of style. So let's say in 10 years when maybe everybody's on like, you know, real fire bikes.
Yeah, right.
Like they still kind of, the wheels still kind of fuck and they look good.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, they were cool when the bikes fucking came out in the fucking 80s and 90s. And here we are 30 years later, people are scrambling to find them.
You know, the wheels that I do kind of like have like, not quite a hard on, but like definitely getting shoved up about is like those old RC component style that were like the sheet metal looking ones.
Oh, I have the PM chicanes.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah, like those older
I got a
style.
set of those.
Because they weren't quite billet wheels back in the day.
They're spun aluminum.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you look at them, the center, the seam right down the middle of it is welded. It's fucking TIG welded. Somebody sat there and just welded that wheel together. And then that's why they're kind of difficult, because if you hit a good pothole, those things are cooked.
Oh fuck.
Because they're aluminum, so they'll bend. You got to
so they basically spin 2 sides of those wheels and then put them together.
and then put it together. Yeah,
Fuck,
they
I didn't
weld it
think
down the
about
middle.
that.
Yep. And
They still have to
put
cut them out though.
Yeah,
like,
they would have to cut the. I don't know how they do it, but it's welded right down the middle, and it's got little hand etched. Mine are like my set was like they were made in like 1993 or something like that. Yeah.
So I remember back in the early days of sport bikes, that's kind of what it was.
Yeah,
a lot of the wheels
dudes-
were like those.
Yep, a lot of
and they're lightweight to my knowledge.
Oh yeah, super light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're probably even lighter than billet, than a set of billet wheels. And Oliver Cutright, he makes some of those. He actually you know how he makes rotors? He makes like the 9 spoke and 13 spoke stuff. He did a set of the PM chicanes of like a couple people. A lot of people have them, but nobody makes a rotor for them. So he did a run. So I was able to snag a set of those. See, I think that's what I want to put on like my little chopper, whatever you want to call it, build. I want to do like an FXR, a rigid FXR, essentially. That's kind of like,
Dude, that's kind of.
I guess I'm just sticking to like what I like and what I know. Like,
It works on a chopper. Though.
and I think it'll be pretty cool. Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first one that's done it. Plenty of people have, but I have a little.
I got to pee real quick, and then I want to get into the whole chopper FXR conversation because that's. I'm on track with that. I'm blathering.
You want to go hardtail FXR?
That's what I want. I guess the dude Beeve just did it. Kind of not this past Born Free, but 2 Born Frees ago. The bike that the dude Beeve spot.
Yeah.
That one he did, his blue one. That one's pretty fucking slick.
Man, so like you guys were talking about the whole FXR thing. I think what it is, it's just because it's this cult following, and the thing about it is it's got a lower price of entry, right? You can still find an FXR that's not like ridiculously expensive, because any type of like subculture within Harley, whether it's, you know, if you're a performance guy, you got to spend a lot of money to get in that group, right?
Yeah.
Vikla, same thing. You got to spend a lot of money to get in one of those. But like you can buy an FXR, and I think that's why Dynas were so popular too, and they still are, is because you can find a Dyna or an FXR for a decent amount.
Absolutely. I was telling him earlier, I in the last 6 months I've found like 2 for under, like one was $2,000 and one was $3,000.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a lot more appealing to the younger kids that may not have, or they don't want to go to Harley and get a $20,000 loan with 30% interest, and make the monthly payment.
And I think that's the thing is you buy that $3,000 FXR, and if you know, so you're in that cool subculture, and there wasn't that big barrier to entry, and then all of a sudden you're not on a Sportster, right? You're not on a stock Dyna. It's like, yo, if you know, you're like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like,
and I think that's what's cool too about the FXRs is if you show up on a bone stock FXR or a fully done up, frame up, like big dick, everything, you're gonna get almost the same like greeting from everybody. They're gonna roll in and be like, oh. Yeah. A bone stock clunker rolling in, they're like, dang, look at that thing. It's a relic, and then you come in with swinging on everybody. They're like, dang, like that's hard. So it's like, it doesn't matter how you come into the game. And like you said, with the price point, anybody you can buy a bike off a marketplace for $2-3 grand, put a couple bucks into it, learn how to clean a carburetor, and you're running around town on an FXR already. And
it's a rite of passage, kind of like.
And then you do have to kind of tinker with it. So you're going to learn your bike. Why wouldn't you want to know how your fucking bike runs and works and how everything goes together anyways? Yeah. Because if it does break, which it's going to, I mean, let's be honest, even new bikes do it. You can have the newest, but something's going to happen at some point. It's a motorcycle. They break. I mean, it's not so much as bad now, but on an FXR, something's going to break at some point. I feel
like the first time I built an FXR, the things that essentially air quotes broke were the things that I had to learn how to do right the first time. Like I didn't do it right. So it showed me, hey, so it's almost like when you ride a bike after you build it, the road is going to teach you what you did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
And you're going to find the stuff you didn't Loctite.
Yeah, 100%. And so all these little things are it's part of the process. You know what I mean? It's like avoiding that. I think everybody does themselves a disservice of really truly finding something enjoyable about motorcycles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's I would say 80%, if not 90% of whatever happens to you on the road is fixable with some ingenuity, a little MacGyverism, and you can get it back on the road.
Yep. Especially if you planned a little bit ahead and you kind of anticipated a few things, and so you brought some of the things you might need, like you said, most of it is going to be some little shit that you can probably at least get running again to get where you got to go to fix it properly.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that there should be I think the reason I've been able to have that kind of experience and kind of love for the motorcycles is because I didn't have the money to have another plan. You're traveling across the country and you have enough money to go there and back, and maybe you can call your mom if you get into a bind, but you don't have tow money to the next town.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm figuring that out.
Hopefully your buddy's with you and you can call ahead and find out if that Ace Hardware has a nut you need and send them up there, or figure out how to get it down the road some more. You just figure it out. And there's, when people talk about the problems is where all the fun happens. It's I get it. Nobody fucking leaves the house hoping their bike breaks down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you want to, ideally you make it there with it starts every time you stop and you can get off that bitch and you show up. But
what about this one, right? If say you're the dude that everybody knows is dialed, Chris's bikes are always dialed, but you have a problem, everybody's like, oh fuck, man, poor Chris, man, he's a good dude, he takes care of his shit. But if you got some other dude that never takes care of his shit and it breaks down, it's almost like you're like, dude, you're fucking up it's completely different mentality.
Yeah, bro, you're killing the vibe here. But I mean, that's the thing is you could have the best, dopest built, freshly gone through, everything's perfect. You did a full frame up on it and put 1,000 shakedown miles, 50 miles in, something could happen.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've documented my stories of my on the road hardships, and I think that I think a lot of air quotes bike builders, they kind of hide those stories. You know what I mean? From the public, a lot of times they're like, "Oh, well, we built this perfect bike and it just never."
And there was no problem.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. Show the real side of it.
Exactly.
Because also let people make an informed decision. You know, like if you're going to get into the game, like at least know what you're getting into. If you're going to buy an FXR, it's not going to be like buying a fucking Softail, like you know, a lowrider S, and you know, it's not going to be that turnkey. Like you're probably going to have some troubles here and there. You know, you might have to replace a few things. Like that's just part of it. And like to me, that was the appeal. I think too. Like that was part of like why I was like really into it. Was just like, why wouldn't you want to learn some shit? Like I said, like why wouldn't you want to know how all this works anyways? It's your bike. And it's
there's like a, would you say that you really can't, I mean, you can just go buy someone's FXR that's already dialed and ride it, right?
I couldn't. I could never, but
I mean, like, I mean,
I just, because I think especially nowadays with social media and everything, like if you buy someone's built up bike, it's always going to be like, oh, that was Chris's bike. You know what I mean? Like I feel like this, if I sold my white bike and somebody was like rocking that, but I mean, it's theirs now and they can do whatever they want with it. But like, it kind of would always have that like, oh, that was like, I don't know. That's how it would be to me. I would have to change a lot of stuff to make it.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, it'd be like buying someone's chopper. You know, and then just rocking that and going to Born Free and be like, oh, look at my chopper. And
well, that's if you're going to be that person, right? I mean, the guy that bought Corey's 2 M8 FXRs is not really on social media. So he's out enjoying those bikes every day.
See, and that's cool.
And
like
that's, you know, like without people buying custom bikes, then we don't have, there's not much.
No, I agree. I mean,
you need them to do it, but you also like, I do get the point of like, so-and-so bought that bike, and now, you know, if you buy a show bike and you want to take it to a show, I mean, that's
kind of the point, right?
That is the point.
I mean, that's what it's...
But, I mean, if you're going to, like, build shame the guy because he didn't build it, it's different. If he carries himself like I built this bike, then, yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah, that's...
But if he's taking this bike, like, oh, my buddy, you know, Forever Ad built this bike, and I want to keep it out there on the street. Like,
yeah, no, that's,
yo, dude, that's
cool.
sick.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a mentality, I think, that makes it cooler.
Yeah, it's how you. Yeah, exactly. I guess it's how you come up. Like especially if it's like a specific bike that may have like kind of had.
Can you think of one bike that was built? No, whatever, FXR, Dyna, whatever, that somebody else built that you would love to have?
Dustin's Salmon FXR.
Okay.
I love that bike. And I'm pretty sure that was built by Big Al's.
Big Al's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Obviously, Dustin's done a few of his little like things that he does to make it better. But yeah, I love that paint scheme, and like that bike is just like the right amount of, and that T-Sport that he sold too, the 100th anniversary one.
Yeah.
That's another one that those kind of like, I feel like if it's like one of those that's just like so good, you couldn't do anything to it anyways. Even if you got it, like what would you possibly do?
Yeah.
Like how could you make it any cooler? Because like I feel like if you start doing some shit, you're gonna fuck it up probably.
100%. Yeah.
And so I think there's a few out there that I would definitely be like put that in my stable if I was financially able. I tell you, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but you would definitely know. It would be so obvious.
I was dreaming about that, like awake dreaming about that the other day. Like, is that a good conversation to have? Like, what would you do if you won the lottery? I mean, I imagine it's a very common conversation.
I do that shit all the time with my kids and my wife and shit. We do that shit like once a week. Is that what poor people do? Like, just dream about having money? I mean, it would just be cool to not have to worry about money. That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
If you could just do like, oh, I want that bike. Like, just go buy it.
Isn't it like?
But would that devalue? Would that make it not as fun though? Than if you had to like, if you
had that fuck you money where
if you could just have anything you wanted,
you had enough money that your money made you enough money to just keep doing what you wanted to do.
If you could just literally do whatever you wanted all the time, and you just anything you wanted, you could have anything you wanted to do.
That's why I want to feel like in my head.
I mean, I wish I could. I mean, I'd like to figure out for myself if I like that or not. But
like
it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Like just. Hypothetically, like fuck you money that it falls your, like you win a lottery or some shit, right? Like I'm still looking for a manual lathe.
Oh, for sure.
I'm still like
I'm
getting an old BMW, maybe an old Porsche too, like a bunch of old shit that doesn't make sense.
New shit. Yeah. I would have no new shit, really. I wouldn't have much new stuff at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wonder, like I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like I would probably get a house that like.
I'd have to have a warehouse.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like me and my wife are both, which fortunately I took her to Oliver Cut Rate spot down in Long Beach, and I'm like, babe, see, we could do this. This would be sick. We put a little patio on the roof, a little hot tub up there, it'd be good.
Perfect.
I don't have to mow any yards.
Right.
Get all this space for bike activities.
Just whatever we want, bikes and vans.
But it's like, so yeah, it would be one of those deals where like I would try to get like the perfect building in an urban area that we can turn into like everything we want. Or that perfect mid-century modern house that I dream of with the shop in the back with big windows to I've always wanted a shop with windows.
A shop that's like, if it's meets the aesthetic of the house too. It's like, it's too nice. Like it almost looks too nice to be like a shop.
Like, man, I put a post up a couple weeks ago, like on a story, like about having a shop with windows. And cause like I'm on Pinterest a lot, kind of like religiously, like between Marketplace, Pinterest, and just seeing if there's another paint job opportunity on Instagram. And I see these like badass shops that are just aesthetically like dope, but they'll have like a wall of windows that look out into like their backyard.
Something cool, like.
And I don't want to share those photos because I want those to be mine because somebody out there's got the money to do it. They just don't have the vision.
You just want to see one of those guys with fuck you money in the motorcycle industry walking around with a shop like that, and you can have envy over it.
I would love to be that guy. That would be sick. I don't even want to do anything like, I don't want to working shop like to do shit. I want it to just be for me to tinker in.
Exactly.
And how sick would that be? Like, just like it would. I feel like that would totally change the aesthetic of the shop. Like your mood in the shop. I think it would be like to have all that, like just like windows looking out to something cool. You just
seeing when the sun's coming up and down. Like it's just, I don't know that I love it. Like kind of slowing down. I mean, you're from San Diego or lived out there a lot, so the sunsets out there are some of the most amazing I've ever seen. The only place I've probably seen as good, if not better, was like Key West, and I only saw like 3 of those.
I love Key West.
They're sick, dude.
That's my fucking spot.
But like a long time ago, when me and one of the homies was like going down to San Diego, and we were kind of cruising, down. I don't know if it's PCH still, like through like Oceanside down.
I-5, yeah.
So we're on the beach.
Oh, then that's PCH.
Okay, so we're on the beach, like cruising down, and all these people are just kind of like driving, pulling lawn chairs out as they park and just sitting there and watching the sunset.
Just doing nothing but watching.
And I'm like, bro, like that's how you don't get cancer. You chill the fuck up and don't stress out, and you just like
I'm telling you,
and just try to enjoy little moments like that every day. So a window in the shop, it's like everything's going wrong. You lost that bolt, you lost this one stripped out. Oh fuck! All right, I'm gonna go take this in.
You know what? Yeah, just chill. Reset, little 100%. Mental reset. Yeah, I'm trying to slow things down and just. I was just talking about this yesterday with some friends, and I'm like, I want to do the Triple Crown this year.
Yeah,
that's my plan. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I want to, and I want to do like 0 if possible. Obviously, it might not be possible sometimes, but I want to no freeways. I want to be on. Like back road, 2-lane, like 55, just jamming around, stopping. Like I'm gonna give myself like 10 days to get to the jam, 10 days to get home, and then whatever happens in between is up to the motorcycle gods, I guess.
Yeah.
I want to do 200-300 miles a day max. I'm not trying to set any land speed records, doing iron butts and shit. I want to just kind of like slow down, and I want to do that for all 3 legs of that.
Have you done individually all 3?
I've never been to Sturgis, and I haven't done the West Coast Jam.
You been West Coast?
No,
I thought you would have done that one.
No, I got into the FXR thing like right as I left San Diego.
That's right, yeah.
And then I went to every jam that was out when I was in Virginia.
Yeah.
I went to all those jams.
Maggie Valley and all that.
Yeah, I didn't go to Maggie's. That was when I first moved there. We had just moved there, so it just wasn't in the cards. And then, Maggie, that one year. I was still building the FXR.
Okay.
So it wasn't quite done yet. I tried to finish it, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, because Maggie Valley, it went from Maggie Valley to New York in like 21 or 22.
Yeah, whatever it was. Well,
so I did Maggie Valley in 20.
Okay.
On my road glide.
Okay. Yeah, I went. I've done the only jams I've done were all the ones that were in New York. So I think we've done 5 now up in New York.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the 21 would be the first year then.
Was it 5 or 4?
21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and that's where I started those, and so I've ridden to a few. I drove up a couple times. I drove up both times from here just because I didn't have the time to spend that much time on the road. So I just threw it in the back of the truck and hauled ass up there. But yeah, this year I want to slow down and do all of it. And I'm trying to go out for Born Free too. I want to kind of, this year I'm trying to do, I've been saying I was going to Triple Crown it since I retired. Like I was like,
it's a hard thing to do.
The year I
man.
retired, I was like, I'm going to do it. But then I needed to work and get some shit settled because we were just moving and getting out here to Texas and everything. So I was like, all right, well, I'll do it. I'm going to do it next year. Next year's for sure. And then it's always something. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to do it next year. Oh, I'm going to do it again next year. I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of fucking saying that. Like, I'm going to do it this year. So we'll see. I mean, that's it. I said that every year, but I've got everything lined up for on my end. Like, I don't have anything that can prevent me. Yeah. Except for like myself. So.
Yeah. So
I'm going to do it on the white bike. So we'll see.
That'd be sick.
I don't know. I might swap the motor.
If you're back roading it and you're not just.
And I'm only doing a couple 100 miles a day.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be
you're not putting
crazy.
that much stress on the motor, which I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal either way. But like I understand like why the mentality would be like, you know,
it's just because like with all the custom shit, like all that nest stuff and stuff, it's like if I need gaskets, so I'm gonna have to pack accordingly, like with some stuff like rocker box gaskets. Those are special to those and you have to have them made through Cometic.
Yeah, but rocker box gaskets are not going to keep you on the side of the road.
No, not at all. Yeah. But I mean, it would slow down my progress if I had to wait like a couple days or something.
RTV over there,
right? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely always that option too. I guess the get me home type of
the thing that
repairs.
like, which honestly, like I don't know how you are, but whenever I do an FXR, it's always brand new charging system.
Oh yeah,
100%.
Cycle electric, only way to go.
All that's new. That way, peace of mind. You know, it's pretty good.
I still take one with me.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, because realistically, most bike on the road problems are
it's electrical.
It's electrical or primary related. Primary is like, you know, whether like, you know, you put everything together, maybe you don't have the spacing right or something's a little off, whatever. It's usually that, a chain, you know, tires,
something. Yeah, flat tires.
It's rare, like. Unless you're doing it on like a big S&S motor, like you really don't have.
There's not gonna be, yeah.
Unless
your motor just decided to say,
I've seen a lot of 124s not make it out of the county line.
Yeah, that was in my teal bike. That's what that had. And honestly, like, man, that thing was so much fun to ride, but it just wasn't. It wasn't like reasonable. Like you couldn't really hit the twisties with that thing,
dude.
It was so violent. Like I remember the first time because like it was a full crate when you could buy the full ones with the ignition and everything in it. So it's based on the hours when it unlocks the different the rev. So it comes with the S&S ignition has after a certain amount of hours it'll unlock certain like RPM ranges.
Oh, that way you break it in properly.
Yeah, so it was.
I didn't know they did that. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, it's part of like it's the ignition that when you could buy the full complete motors now they're all just like the long blocks. Yeah. But it came with the carburetor, full ignition and everything, and those are the ones that had like the 2-year warranty because they knew it was just set it done in there correctly. And go. But yeah, so it would unlock, and I remember the first time I went and hit the twisties after it fully unlocked, and like we were coming out of a turn and I went to hit it like I would when it was like a little hot 80 and it like wheelied in a turn like as I was halfway through like and it like the front end just
should
like
wait till a cycle or something.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, like it scared the shit. Obviously I stood that thing straight up. I went off-roading. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna crash this bitch like the first week I had it.
That's probably not safe.
No, it wasn't. It was pretty sketchy. Like, well, no, it wasn't the RPM that unlocked it. I'm saying it was unlocked already, so I went to go in and I went to ride it like I was used to riding. And I wasn't used to having the full power of that motor. And so like I was in it and I like ripped on the throttle as I was starting to come out of the turn and it just like lifted up.
Could you imagine just being in a corner and then it unlocks right in the corner? It's just like,
yeah. You think you're going to sit and then it just takes off on you. But no, it was sketchy. But like, yeah, you couldn't really like finesse that thing. It just wanted to like.
Well, I think that in all motorcycling, we were talking about this yesterday, remember, about the whole, I think people get so fixated on big power, big motors, big shit.
They don't realize what comes with that.
And it's just not practical to enjoy riding motorcycles. Yeah. Like it is enjoyment from point A to point B if you're ripping to a bike night or you're on the track or, you know, whatever. But like the trade-off for it all is not worth like...
I mean, like you said, it depends on what you're trying to do with the bike. Like if it's going to
100%.
be your that smooth motor and stuff, I don't really know if it's reliable. Like the way they're built, I can't see how it's not. But I don't really foresee myself doing much outside of the state, really, like out of town. I mean, I might ride it up here, maybe. That'd probably be the extent. Maybe like Houston type stuff if there's something going on. Like
That's
I
a cool
would
flex bike at that point.
basically that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be kind of like my, slap it on the table and here's like this is my, my bling. It's gonna be fully polished drivetrain.
Your show bike, not show bike.
Yeah, it's still gonna get ridden and I'm gonna
beat.
beat the fuck out of it, but it's more. It ain't gonna leave the state unless it's on a trailer, probably.
Yeah.
Realistically, I might ride it to Sturgis, the Sturgis leg of the Triple Crown if I do that.
Yeah, I don't know what the rules of all that shit is kind of like up and down because I know that there's like weird rules that exist to some degree.
From what I've like, I haven't really honestly I haven't really like looked at the official like.
I don't know if you have to do it on the same bike.
From what I've read, you can do it on 3 different bikes. If you is what I think they clarified that 1 year, like last year maybe. I think Rob and those guys said something about it. Like if you do it on 3 bikes, I mean, I guess that's kind of a bigger flex, isn't it? Like you did it, but then also it's not the same bike making that 10,000 mile trek.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you cheating by doing each leg on a different bike, or is it kind of? I mean, I guess I look at it from both ways. It is kind of a flex. Like I had 3 FXRs that made the leg. I mean, either way, it's 2,000 miles to fucking New York. It's 2,000 miles to the jam in the West Coast one.
We were talking about this, like, where is the best place to live to be able to do the jams the most efficiently? Because if you live in like New York, one's super easy, but the other two
are pretty.
The other one's 6,000 miles round trip. The other one's roughly 5. Maybe.
I mean, here we're kind of like at a disadvantage too. I mean, it's $2,000 each direction, and then whatever it is to Sturgis.
1,000 to.
I think if you were somewhere within like a 500 to 800 mile radius of Sturgis, you're probably in the best because either side of Sturgis you got a shorter ride to that jam.
Sioux Falls,
you right?
or Omaha, Nebraska. You're in a good spot.
That's perfect. If you're in
Omaha,
you're lucky.
80 goes straight to San Francisco and straight to New York.
Yep. Yeah, just hop right on that one. Go either way, blast either way, and then you're close to Sturgis.
Yeah, I think further north you'd be better. Yeah. So last year when I rode the gold FXR across the country, originally this was like the whole dream. The dream originally was to do the Triple Crown on one run.
Just never come back.
Yeah, I was gonna
stay out for the whole summer.
That was what I was gonna do, and I think I told you, right? Because
that was the plan. That was the
plan was to leave and go to the jam on New York, and just slow roll it all the way
until you get.
The problem was that like I wanted to go to the East Coast jam, but I also wanted to be at Born Free Cali, and so it gave me a week and a half to get across, and I would never be back in New York or on the East Coast. So it's like I was losing a lot of like
all of that East Coast ability, like travel time and stuff, or like you're already up there, so take that time and get.
Because it was going to be like jam to the East Coast, do it, set foot in there, and then I pretty much need to jam all the way to the West Coast, and then hang out in the West Coast for like a week. Because basically after Born Free, it's like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then the West Coast jam, and then it's another 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks until Sturgis.
But the big gap is East Coast to West Coast.
Well, no, that was the shortest gap.
No, now it's because you have this.
Well, originally I wouldn't have been able to have any weeks on the East Coast. It would have been
you would have just got there and then had to
turn around and go, and then I would be kind of sitting on my ass on the West Coast, just like
sitting around for like 2 or 3 weeks to kill time.
The time on the East Coast would have been fine, but it's because he had to make Born Free.
Get back to Born Free,
so it messed that up.
Yeah. I still ended up doing, NorCal, all the way up to Washington, all the way over to New York, back to Sturgis. I essentially still did it. I just didn't do it in the time frame.
Yeah, I did not.
And I didn't do any of the jam
schedule.
Yeah. The only thing I went to was the FXR show in Sturgis. So, but the Triple Crown, I think is regardless of whether or not there's some kind of award on the back end. I think simply doing it, is like. It's the challenge of itself.
They just
I think
started the little buckle thing.
Yeah.
So that's, which is cool. I think that's kind of dope. But Yeah, I'm not doing it for that anyways. I mean, that'll be cool. That'll get stashed away in my little keepsake, fucking my look at me stuff. But yeah, I just want to do it just to say I did it on my bike that I built, put it together, whatever you want to call it. I assembled. I did it myself, and I fixed whatever needed to be fixed while I was out there. And plus, honestly, I don't give a fuck about all the clout or the title of even doing it. It's an excuse to get on my fucking bike, and it's gonna make me go out and like do what I've been saying I was gonna do since I started riding. Like that was the whole reason I got into motorcycles. Me and all my friends, when we bought our bikes, we're like, we're gonna fucking ride around the country and just like, yeah, brother. Like that was our goal, and I've yet to do it like that, like in that sense that I had that little vision I had in my head back in the day. Like, this year I'm gonna try to like at least put half of that, like try to at least put some of that into fruition and kind of get in and do some riding and get out there. And
Joe always said it best when he was on this podcast. He would say, some dudes have the time, they don't have the money. Some dudes have the money, ain't got the time. And it's very hard to be very aware of your life to know when those two planes align.
I said, I'm fortunate enough. I'm in a spot, I think this year, everything's aligning that those two little vertices might cross on the graph to this year.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm hoping because I've been and every time like a ton of people are like, oh yeah, dude, I'll be down. I'll roll with you. I'm not making any plans with anybody. If you want to roll, get your shit. Let's go. On the time, I'll tell you what days I'm leaving.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what my plan's going to be. Every day I wake up, I'm just going to like look at the map and be like, all right, I'm trying to get up here. Like, what's the best route?
Yeah.
Where can I go? Find some cool spots to stop. And if I go fucking 75 miles one day, cool.
Yeah.
If I go 500 one day because it's just there's not a whole lot and I just want to keep riding, cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a plan. Whatever. Just
weather also comes into
that
play.
too. Yeah. If I got to cut 2 days out of the way to avoid some shit, like oh no, like it's not that bad.
I need I want a good run. I want a good New York City kind of Indian Larry with all the homies, all the FXR dudes just kind of mobbing the streets. Like I got to experience that in 2020 with like Chris Harry and Clems and all the Savior dudes and those guys. And it was like, I'm ruined because I'll never get to experience New York
like that.
Yeah. With those dudes and with the city kind of like shut down and
the way everything was, it was like,
dude, it was.
I can't even imagine. That was the one thing I regret. I never just could make it work. Was the block party.
I think they say it every year. It's last year.
There's a lot of like from what I've just kind of seen like bits and pieces, but there's a lot of
the area's just
the neighborhood. They're trying to fight it. They're trying to gentrify a lot of stuff. I guess.
It's definitely gentrified. I mean, when I went in 2020, it was already like.
Yeah,
it was super safe. Just put it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Around. And then you have that one day when that one weekend when everybody just turns that place into
lawlessness.
But
it's there's a part of like, I wouldn't say this because I know a lot of people really love that event and I don't want to take this from them, but I think that like some things ending is good. Like the fact that there's probably a lot of people that are going to say like, man, I got to experience the Maggie Valley East Coast Jam. It was an experience, like, and I got to go to it, but I didn't get to experience it. Not on FXR, not staying at the hotel.
And
I was staying across the street. It was I got to stay up all night with all the hitters, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same thing as like I was on an FXR coming in. My little brother, his dumbass got to experience the Harrison FXR Jam, which was the year that they moved.
When they went to Arkansas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 18.
Was it 18? Yeah.
Yeah, 18. And I was actually I was going there too. I was on a Dyna though. And the bike I was on got stolen I was at HPI doing a podcast and it got stolen while we were on the podcast. And I had to fly home. And my little brother, who was, a year or two into riding, had to ride all the way home from Indianapolis by himself. But fortunately, he showed up to the jam and hooked up with all the homies that were there.
Yeah.
And so,
yeah, I think I was gonna try to go to that one. That one was happening, I think, that one happened right before I moved because we did a cross country drive.
Yeah. That would have been 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I went So it was right before, because I left San Diego July 1st of 2018. We started our drive, and we took like 10 days to drive across the country.
Yeah, this was right around that time.
It would have been like, I think it was in like June.
That was early June. That's right, because
or May, late May, early June.
The next when I was at HPI, they had built a bike for the Harley thing, and they were finishing up this Softail, which was the year the Softails came out.
Okay.
And they were finishing up that Softail to get ready to go to Born Free.
Yep.
And so it was like
So it was June,
Mid-June.
like early mid June.
Yeah.
Yep.
it was later than it usually is, because usually the FXR, the East Coast is like
It's usually the first weekend of June, but this year actually it's not the whole. Usually it's like a couple days, like the first last day of May or something. Now this year that it worked out, it's like the whole. It's not. It ends May 31st or something.
Oh,
like
it
that.
stays within.
It's
May.
all in May. Yeah, this year.
Dude, I don't know. There's if anybody was to find FXRs and really wanted to dive in, it's just a great place to do so. But there's like a level to it though, where it's like you don't want to get so. I don't want to say this because do whatever you want, but I feel like there's a healthy level to it, of like.
Yeah, I definitely have an unhealthy like level of it. Like for me, like it's really like it's really the only thing that interests me. So that's why.
But do you like get online and like correct people?
No, not like I'm glad to what little knowledge I have. I'm glad to if somebody's asking a question, like I'll try to help out. You know, if somebody's like struggling with something, I love that shit. Like I'm about to. My little brother, my wife's little brother, his roommate, I just call them both my little brothers because they're little retards. They're like 21 and like they're like my little broke best friends that have no money. And so I just work on their bikes for free and help him. We built him a pretty cool little FXR that he got, and then he crashed it like a week after we got it all done. But luckily he got some money from insurance. So we're about to start a frame up.
Yeah.
Little convertible for him. So I like helping that. I like doing that kind of shit where I can just like help people out. You know, like I'm not trying to make money on this shit. I'm retired and I'm fine. My money's good. I don't need to. If I can help you with your bike in a little.
When you're
way.
hanging out with the garage with each other and you're like,
that's it. Come hang out with me. I want you to come hang out with me. Like that's what I want.
If you drop it off and leave now, this is a different.
You're
experience.
Gonna pay me. You're paying me for that.
Yeah.
That experience you're gonna pay me money for.
Yeah.
But if you come over, bring a case of beer, sit in the garage, I'll fix your shit. I'll tear your whole thing down to the frame and
that's how we resorted to find friends, dude. We just offer our services.
Yeah,
up.
free labor. Yeah, I'll give you my free labor. Just come.
Will you come hang out with me, please?
Yeah, basically, I feel like I'm fucking like a dork. Like, oh, please come hang out with me and sit in the garage with me. But like, I don't know. I love that though.
I do love it too, man.
I sit in the garage. My wife comes out there all the time, and I'm just sitting there. I got a TV in there, and sometimes I'm not even doing bike shit. I'm just watching TV, fucking smoking, hanging out. Like she's like, "What are you doing?" Like nothing. Just fucking sitting here, doing nothing. That's, or I'm out there just tinkering with something.
There was like a fucking reel or a meme that went. It wasn't a meme. It was like a reel. It was some dude was like in this garage, and his old lady was like up his ass. She's like, "What are you doing out here?" She's like, "I've done nothing. Just like looking at this thing." Like, just like that was his one place to get away from every other responsibility in his life, and he just like was. He didn't have to do anything. He just wanted to stare at his project or his fucking.
Sometimes I do that. I'll just sit there and look at my bike and be like, and then the wheels start turning, and
reality like goes away, and it's like, man, but if I could get that part and I do this and I put this paint on here, then you're
100%.
Lost in the sauce for a minute.
I just sit there and I'll be sitting there, and then God help you if I start smoking, and I'll just stare at that shit, and then at some point that whole thought process just stops, and I'm just staring at the fucking thing and like loving it, like just enjoying it. Or like right now, a buddy of mine just brought his bike up. He's having a couple issues, so I was just like, bring it up. We'll get it on the lift, and I'll figure it out for you. I'll let you know if it's something bad or if it's something simple. Either way, just
that's. We talked earlier in the podcast about like when you were in San Diego and you just had those homies. You know, the garage was the spot. Like, I had small versions of that over the course of time with different people, but it is one of those things where like, you know, when you're boys and you're at the house with each other, and you know, homeboys, you know, leaking primary or something's going on where you can like, hey, man, let's fucking fix that right now.
Yeah.
I got a gasket up there. You can have it. Let's go.
100%.
Like, I love that shit,
Same.
and I always tell the dudes up
not
in
everybody's
Dallas,
gonna get that though. Not everybody gets that
the
That
chopper
version of
scene,
me.
this is the one thing about the chopper world that I absolutely adore and love. And I've been trying to like showcase this to the world. So a lot of the culture that the Born Free culture and all this stuff, a lot of these factions of people across the country were like groups of homies that all would have like a common space together. And they would become, you know, the so-and-sos. Not a bike club, not any of that.
Yeah.
But like we have a warehouse that's like a clubhouse, but it's also where we all work on each other's shit.
Yep.
And we're the dingoes or whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm trying to have a little spot like that. Like, that's kind of one of my things, my goals for this year is I want to find like a shop space, kind of like what you got here.
Yeah.
Obviously, probably not on this level. I don't need this big. I just want to have a spot where I can have a couple extra lifts.
Yeah.
That way, if you know, I don't know. It's kind of cool. I'm in a place now where like I've had people like reach out, like, would you ever consider like doing a bike for me? And I'm just like, I wouldn't even know how to like approach that.
It is tough to like figure out how to like
I would,
charge.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, I could do that for myself, but I don't know. Like, plus I don't want to have somebody put their creative input on it. I don't want your input.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what you have to say. Like, I want to build what I want to build, and if it's not what you want, then I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't know. That's why I don't think I could do that. Because unless you want to just give me a check and just let me go and tell me like, just I'll come pick it up when you're done.
Yeah.
And that's when you find out what you get. You know, tell me a color, and like we said earlier, like you want black and chrome, and then do you want what color do you want, and then
Yeah.
I'll go from there. Like that would be dope, but I don't know. I don't think I could.
The same way we talk about the lottery.
Yeah, exactly. Like that would be ideal.
We talk about like
otherwise,
having
I don't
that.
have any interest in like doing like stuff like a shop that's like working.
Yeah.
I want to get like a tire machine and have some little dumb shit so I
Yeah.
can do shit like for myself, and then if I can make a couple bucks, I want to get like a vapor honer and like just
that'd
because
be
I like
sick.
buying clapped out shit and making it look cool. You know,
Yeah.
I just bought it like for Christmas. My mother-in-law got me a buffing wheel and like all that shit. Like, damn, now my brain just turned off. But the fucking little cleaners.
Oh yeah, the ultrasonic.
Oh,
thing.
thank you. God, man, my
Yeah.
brain went retarded for a second. But yeah, ultrasonic. That's what I got for Christmas. I'm trying to do like little shit where I can like, I don't know.
Put
It's
those little,
for me.
break the carburetors down, throw it in there, and let it all just shake
Like,
that shit out.
I'm not doing it because I want to have a shop. Like I want to have a shop that I can fully function for myself.
Yeah.
Just strictly because I want to buy a clap down motor on Marketplace and crank up, rebuild it, and then have it. Just
Yeah.
because it didn't cost me any money except for my time. You know, I want to be at some point to that level. But I'm trying to find a little workspace somewhere like close to home that I can get on, like move all my shit and have a little bigger space to
Yeah.
kind of like stretch my legs out and whatever comes of that.
So that's what I would always talk about this, because if you think about it, if you could find like 4 or 5 homies and you all half that $1,500 a month, it ain't that much of a deal because you're actually going to use the spot. But if all your homies just drink and they don't actually know how to use, they don't know the difference between metric and standard, then yeah, you're in a weird spot where that dude's not going to value this spot
as
as
like,
much as the
for
rest.
what it is, right?
They're like, hey, we need to stock the bar in the spot. Which,
right.
don't get me wrong.
I mean,
think
that has its place.
it has
for
its
sure.
place, you know, but everybody can't be the bar guy. Like we need.
I
to
would
have,
definitely have a little spot to
the
kick it.
podcast I
And-
just put out today was with a group out or a photographer that has a cool spot that's in a 4-person. They all rent a corner of the shop,
Oh, nice.
and it's in like a really dope ass district in Kansas City.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was in the shop. It's sick. One dude is like a master fabricator builder. One dude's working on an old school hot rod.
Man.
This dude's building Sportster choppers. I'm just like, I'm not laughing at you, bro. But no, sick. It was they're good looking bikes. You know, it's like a whole vibe. And the dude's photography is phenomenal. I saw his work at Born Free, Texas. He was in Kansas City. I fell in love with it, right? So,
Is that how
but
you
what
got
they
on with that?
yeah,
Is that
yeah.
how
I
you
just
found out about
reached out. I was like, "Hey, dude, I love your photography," and then I see you're from Kansas City. I'm coming through, and yeah, I like the dude's a rad dude, right? 100%, and he's a lot more than just a photographer in that scene. But in back to the context, what I'm talking about, it's like they have that kind of space that I dream of that just for the like. I don't mind spending every waking hour in this shop. But with no windows and no people, like you realize fuck, I haven't actually used my voice box in 8 hours.
Right?
I haven't made a noise, you know?
Unless you're cussing at the project that's not
You don't even,
going well. But
I've heard myself laugh a couple times.
right?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of where I'm like, you know, like I was saying, moving here to Texas, like when I retired, and I literally went from like working all the time and like having like my homies to coming out here, and I just like knew people through social media and know like real connections, and then I just kind of, and I'm not working, and so it's like it's kind of I find myself where I'm just like, man, I wish I'm finally, and it's also was self-inflicted too. I just wasn't doing shit. I'd be like, man, I should go ride, and I'm like, you know, like I've got down this, I've kind of went down this rabbit hole for a little while since I moved out here, but that's why kind of like I was saying for this year, like I'm gonna like try to make that even when I'm like, I don't really want to go, like just get the fuck up and go, you know, because I always have a good time when I do. Like I never don't.
It's kind of like working out.
Yeah,
like,
same shit. You feel better after you do it, but like getting to the gym is the shitty part. Yeah, same thing. Like I'm always like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to bike night or something stupid, and then it'll be time to go, and I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm just lazy, and like I fell down that rabbit hole. And I don't really, you don't have that couple homies that like come to the house and like, all right, let's go, bro. Like, come on, let's go hit it, and then you guys go fuck off, and you go hit bike night for an hour, and then you go off and do your thing. Like,
Yeah.
just go hang out at the like.
It's a good point, man. Like having the dudes stop by, it's like, how you gonna tell them no?
Yeah, they come by, like 2 or 3 of your homies on the bikes are like, let's go. You're like, all right, let's go. Like, you're not going to tell them no.
Yeah, they're already there, so it's not like,
Yeah.
I'm not going. No, you're like, it's that little push.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Not make the
if
excuse.
it's up to my vices, like, I got to get up and go. I'm going to be like, you know, it's like a little easier to just say, nah, I'm good. Maybe next week. I'll go next week.
There's a lot of great. That's a great point. I didn't think about that. Like if you think about all the times that like you want to get up, but it's like if I knew like I don't know where half the dudes live that are in our group. I just need to start showing up to dudes' houses. Like
I'm telling you,
Right?
If
Let's
a
go.
motherfucker came
What are you
to
doing?
If somebody came to the crib and I'm like, because I'm always just in the garage fucking around anyways. So if somebody rolls up on the bike and they're like, hey, let's go. Like, all right, give me 10 minutes. Let me go and let's go.
You know, the internet has kind of helped with that a little bit because there have been times like with work where like things are stressful and it's like, man, you know, we talk about bike nights not convenient for us. It's like a nice 30 to 40 minute ride into bike night. It's real easy to go,
Yeah.
like I'm just gonna miss it. And I remember when I first moved here, it was always someone like Kenny or Joey or someone I don't see all the time that was like, hey man, you're gonna be a bike night, right? And then it's that same thing of the guy that coming up to your house. It's like, all right,
like,
fuck, well he's
yeah,
expecting
yeah,
me, so I can't
yeah.
be like, nah man, I'm not going. You're like, all right, cool. If he's
And then
going,
as soon as you get there, you're like, man, I'm glad I came.
Yeah.
Every
Right.
time. Or you're like at the end of the night, you go home, you're like, man, I had a good fucking night. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the other
It's that
night
little
when we
it's a
hung
little
out
push.
in Austin.
That was fucking
I
fun.
wasn't going to go.
Yeah.
Like I was just going to go to fucking the little thing at Cowboy and then I was going to head home.
Yeah.
And I was like, and then you guys said like, oh yeah, we're going to go out get food. And I was like, you know what? I'm already up here.
Next day it's 2 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm riding home like with one eye closed. Like,
That was a good night, man.
It was fun. I had a good time, and like I said, that was every bit of same exactly what we're talking about. I was gonna just go home, like fuck it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I'm already up here. It's easier just to stay than it is to go home, and you know, here we are. So
Yeah, it's there's a that's the hard part. You know, social media is good to help connect people, but I think that we've all been social media'd out to where we don't appreciate it anymore. Like I appreciated it like maybe 8 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, when you would meet someone that was hungry and interested as well, and you could feed off that shit. Now it's like
it's draining more so.
It's draining than anything. And I don't even know if I would even say it's not the people I want to connect with. It's all the other shit that
100%.
is coming in that I never asked for or followed or want. If that shit would just go away and just put me back in contact with the world that I chose to be a part of, then I think that things would kind of go back to like feeling good about being on social media.
I was gonna say that's kind of like the double-edged sword with this whole thing is like it starts out as one thing, you know, like what your intentions are, but then it just kind of evolves into like this bigger animal this machine that needs other things to feed it, and you're like, fuck, here you are. But then also it's like, you know, it becomes like your livelihood in a way. And then you're like, well, fuck, I have to do it now. And then it kind of burns you out because you're like, damn, like I wish I could just go back to like not having to worry about some shit and I could just do what I want, like the fun way, like when I was just riding and hanging out with the boys and we could just fuck around and I didn't have to go like, oh man, I have to go do this. Like, oh, I have to go take these pictures, or I have to go talk to this, like to do this thing. Like that's kind of why I don't want to have a shop, because I don't want this fun shit to go away. I don't want to hate having to go to work on an FXR. Like I don't want to. A day where I go out there and I'm like, I really don't want to do this. Like sometimes I'm like, I'd rather be doing something else. But like when it's like you're just like, fuck. When you dread going out to the garage to work on your bike or a bike, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I feel like monetizing working on bikes would do that. 100%.
It definitely.
Everybody I know that does it, they're like, it's not the same.
Yeah. I've been very lucky that I've been able to navigate and stay pretty happy with it. But I'm also like very like involved in riding and being a part of that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like I've always felt like when you stop riding, then it's just a job.
Absolutely.
You know, because when I started doing podcasts, a lot of the older heads I would talk to that have built a name and a brand and all this, they find other hobbies to replace what riding used to be because
the motorcycle thing
became a job.
Their job. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the job is where all the stress comes from. So they don't see the bike as a place, an outlet of stress.
Yeah, it's not like your sanctuary now. Now you look at a thing and you're just like, fuck you. Like I want nothing
bike.
to do with you.
Your bike's like, yo, I've done nothing but make you happy, dude.
Right? Like what did
that
I
was
do?
that bike. That was the Dyna.
That was that other motherfucker, not me. Yeah, no, I like I said, I've kind of fallen into that out here too. Plus, I'm not gonna lie, when you don't have people to go like ride with all the time, like on a schedule that makes sense for you, like Mikey and Dustin and those guys, they ride all the time. But it's like they ride like different times than works
Sunday.
for me, and like because they're like industry guys and like stuff like that. So their schedules are opposite of like basically most. Which I mean, for me, I don't really have a schedule, but like I got my kids and shit, so I still have like school drop off and pickup and like you know what I mean. I got some other little things going on.
So a Saturday for you could be a Saturday night into Sunday versus when. Look, what they do is dope. And I'm not talking shit about that at all.
100%. I'm envious. I wish I could do that.
I don't want to ride down there from here on a Sunday and then turn around and come home.
Yeah, that's like for you guys, definitely like that. Like on,
we have nerds that do that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
He says that because that's me. I'm the Texas Hills guy. That's like,
come on down.
I'm gonna do a 600-mile day to go to the event. But
I don't like.
They can be brutal.
No,
I want to go down there and do that, but like when we go out on that ride somewhere, we're like, hey, we're in Fredericksburg. Like we didn't book anything. We didn't we're just here. Like all of a sudden we didn't leave Fredericksburg. We shut down a bar. We're like, I guess we're grabbing a hotel room somewhere. Like I like that shit. I like spontaneity.
Yes.
I like the ability to like I don't like. There's a different vibe when you go out knowing you're coming home versus when you go out and you're not coming home till tomorrow.
Or you're just not really sure what the plan is. Like it could be. You're probably going to go home, but if something happens, you don't have to go home. Like those are the best ones.
Spontaneous trips are the best.
When you can just be like, hey, like or like not this past summer, but the summer before that, like just quick spontaneity thing. I was sitting at the house and it was like the Thursday before Born Free, and I was like, man, I really want to go to Born Free. And my son was like, I want to go with you. And I was like, all right, bet. And like by noon that day, we were in the car driving to California.
Damn.
And that turned into like a 6-day road trip. We stopped in Vegas. We went to Born Free. Well, we went to San Diego, spent a day there, hit Born Free Saturday. And then we went to Vegas on Saturday night, did Vegas Sunday with my kid, just fucking bebopped around. And we went to Grand Junction, Colorado, saw my old man. He lives up there. And then we just kind of slow rolled home. But it was just like, you want to go? Like, yeah, okay, cool. And we just went. And it was like a dope ass. He was, that was like 2 years ago. He was like 10. Like we just jammed around the country on quick little, 5-6 day jammer, like impromptu, hit Born Free. And I visited a few high school buddies that were all in those spots. And it was just kind of cool little, spontaneous thing. When I want to.
Well, sometimes when you plan, you create not by not forcefully, like you just naturally create expectations.
Yeah.
When
Create this agenda.
you planning this like idea to do the jam.
And you create this fucking like grandiose
Yes.
thing. And then when it's not that, you're just like, oh.
It can kind of bum you out while you're on the trip because it's not living up to your expectations, even though what you're doing is equally as badass. It's just that you set up this to be something else.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why with this, like my attempt, like my potential Triple Crown this year, I want to have 0 plans. Like every day I will make my plan.
Yeah.
And like if it works out, cool. And if things go awry, whatever. That's why I'm given 10 days to get either direction. If I have to speed up a day to make up some time because we had some problems the day before or whatever, maybe we in perfect world we stay on schedule the whole time. That'd be dope, but
Yeah.
probably not gonna happen.
Hey, well, like you said before, it just creates a nice. When I did my little 7-week trip last summer, when I was going to do the whole the one time on that FXR, that gold one down there, on the 12,000 miles that I did that summer, the only problem I had was the Deadpool movie came out, and my son texted me while I was riding. I was literally riding. I left Buffalo, New York. And I was kind of like riding towards Indianapolis, but I didn't have a plan to go any whatever. I was like as close as I get or whatever. Fucking beautiful day. I get to this hotel right on the border of Indiana and Ohio. My son's like, I saw the Deadpool movie. It was really good. And I'm like, I land in the spot. There's a movie theater across the street. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go check out Deadpool movie, right? I ride the bike over there, park it. It's a like 11 p.m. showing, so I'm getting out at 1 a.m. I get out at 1 a.m. Fucking battery's dead on my bike.
I said bike didn't start. Of course.
And I look at I'm on this crowned hill of where the movie theater is, and the hotel is kind of the same distance as a gas station. Well, no, a gas station's close, but the opposite direction.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I think I just need to jump the battery because I had like a little phone charger that I thought was what was killing my battery.
Yeah.
Wasn't the case. But I got to the gas station and this is actually a funny story. I'm going to tell the whole thing. Get to the gas station. I go in hoping they have some kind of like jump start kind of like, I don't know what made me think a gas station would have a jump, like it's AutoZone.
like a jump box or whatever.
So I'm kind of there, but there's a lot of like shifty people out there. It's fucking 1 a.m. the gas station. They're going in to get
in the middle probably
find somebody with jumper cables.
Nice.
Pop the bike off, get it back to the hotel. And at the hotel, I park it. I'm like, you know what? In the morning, if it doesn't start, then I know it's a battery. There's an O'Reilly's like a mile down the road, like further down the road. I'll Uber over there, get a battery, come back, whatever. Sure enough, that's what happened. But when I walked, so this like kind of frumpy lady that was my age helped me out on the bike. Like she had the jumper cables and helped me out. And I was like, I appreciate it. And because she helped me out, I gave her $100. I was like, hey, thank you.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like I would not be
saved
getting,
me. Yeah,
$100. I had a cash, bam. Well, I get back to the hotel. I wake up in the morning, go down to my bike, and this chick wrote me a note because she apparently was staying at the same hotel. And it was like, I don't know about you, but I believe in fate. Apparently, like, I was her dream guy. I mean, this girl is not.
Hey, man.
I would not even like. I don't even know. I just wouldn't. It's not even like. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
You know,
Appreciate you.
but of 12,000 miles on an FXR, which I get it, it's a little bit different FXR than others, but like not one problem. I only had a battery. You know.
You can't ask for a better fucking trip.
Yeah,
as far
I
as I'm
swapped that
concerned.
battery out.
And that's a fucking easy day. Like,
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take a battery dies.
I gotta call bullshit on that though, Jace.
What?
Did you not have a kickstand problem?
Oh, well, that's not an FXR problem. That's a custom bike problem. Yeah, the kickstand did break in California, but that was look, my kickstand braking issue has happened twice when I've gone to California, but it's not really. That is a complete error on my end, of where we chose to weld the kickstand onto the frame.
It was not ideal.
It was not. It was a very weak spot on the lower frame rail. So when you put the bike with a packed out like tall sissy bar,
that weird like leverage it's putting on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If it was all like in your saddlebags or you had saddlebags, it wouldn't have put the weight.
Yeah,
That
It's
that big sissy bar makes it like a basically like a torque wrench.
I had.
Yeah, exactly.
torque
Yeah.
bar just on the-
it's
on
giving you a little
the
extra
kickstand.
leverage.
So I left the house with the kickstand bent. Like it had already bent, but
Yeah.
as I got further and further, it kept bending more and more and more. And then when I was in San Diego at my buddy Taylor's house again,
Yeah.
in his driveway, the bike just gave and it fell into his wife's Jeep.
Oh no.
And so then I was like literally either looking for a tree, a pole, a wall, or a curb to put my kickstand on. All the way from spending 5 days in LA and then riding all the way to Reno to my buddy TPJ's spot to get the kickstand welded on. And that solved that problem all year. And then we get to I go to California again this year. And
Same shit.
well, the mount on the frame was fine, but the kickstand
Itself broke.
it itself broke. Also, while with Taylor,
Same dude.
so
So
yeah,
it's his fault.
he's kind of like the dude. If you have an FXR and you're around him, it's gonna fucking break.
Yeah. If it can, it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah, 100%. And it sucks because like he would probably love this world of FXRs and like having bikes that takes a little bit of effort to not
Yeah.
just financial effort, but
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
gotta like put a little bit of elbow grease into it. And
yeah, he would love it. But
Earn it.
he's like he always says his daddy died so he can have cruise control.
Hey, I'm telling you, like, I mean, I'm just a glutton for punishment at this point. I would love to have a newer bike, honestly, but I just can't see that I would enjoy it as much. Like I said, like we were saying earlier, like there's just that soul, and like there's just like the bike itself is just like I don't know. If it wants to run for you, she'll give you you had 7 weeks of riding around and it was good to go because you took care of it. And but then if you make her mad and neglect her, she's gonna fuck up on you every time.
Yeah,
they're like women, man. If you neglect them, they're gonna let you know that they want attention.
yeah,
One
in the
way or
most
another.
inconvenient time.
Absolutely, 100%.
Baby, I'm getting an award today.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep, doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's not about you.
I'm not gonna start. Yeah, this is us.
Yeah. Yeah, there's I don't have the words yet to explain the enjoyment I have of riding that chopper around. It makes no sense.
See, I think I'm missing something with like that's why I was saying I've been getting an itch to like do something like a little more involved, like a little deeper than just like my recipe for FXRs. I kind of like for me, I've kind of figured it out. I guess that's how I look at it. Like
You conquered it.
I've got what I wanted out of it dialed. Like how I like it, I'd figured it out. I've trials and tribulations. I've wasted a ton of money. I've broken a lot of shit trying to figure shit out. And I think now I'm to a point where I want something to like be able to like further that like creative side. And I want a little more like where I'm going to try to like start fabbing some stuff, try to do that kind of stuff. And like just push my limit and my skills to, I have a little bit of skills. I don't have a lot. And so I'm trying to like maybe curate that a little
further
more
that
further.
more.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the only real way, like the FXR stuff. You're not doing a lot of fab and stuff. I mean, you can, I guess. But not for what I like my FXRs to be. Like it doesn't, that those two don't go really together. So that's why I'm like, want to maybe step outside that and do something. And like, I know FXRs, so like my brain creates this like hybrid FXR chopper thing, but it's like a rigid frame, but it's like what if I could do an FXR rigid, something like that's kind of what my brain has. And I'm sure that'll evolve obviously too, as it kind of becomes its thing, it'll just kind of morph into other things. But I kind of have a general direction that I want to go when I get there.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out when I'm going to get there. It'll be sooner than later because that one's really been like fucking scratching at my like creative itch that I need to get out. So I think I'm going to hurry up and do this blue bike, turn it into the bike I want real quick, and then
start working on the other one.
Yeah, I'm trying to. My goal is Texas Hills for the blue bike to be.
That's good. Yeah, that's good.
Done and like its debut of like what I want to do to it, and then from there I think I'll have to figure out something else. And I don't want to like buy another bike. So I'm probably gonna just make my own. Start scrapping, digging through my parts piles.
Dude, an Evo chop is, I think, probably. I have another shovel head motor that I could do another shovel head, but an Evo chop is something I've that's what I originally wanted, was an Evo chop.
And it's just like, I mean, it's reliable-ish.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, if you're probably not gonna have any motor problems.
Yeah,
Like as long as the motors sound like when you put it in there, like anything else it's gonna be everything else probably but that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like as long as you change the oil on those things, they're
They'll I mean, even not working, they'll still work.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they'll eat themselves before they fully stop.
So, I mean, when we hung out in Austin, originally the idea was to ride the chopper down there, and I had gotten to a point where I felt like I was starting it pretty, like,
Kind of
good.
had it good, like dialed in.
It was
maybe?
still taking like 30 minutes to start it in the morning. Well,
when it's cold and
lo and behold, like I've got my starting thing down, and it was never the bike's problem. The bike is almost a one kick bike from day one. The problem is that I took too much information in from everybody else on how to start a bike. And so I had the sequence that I would start, and it would prolong the ability to start the bike. Like it's like prime kicks, it makes sense to do that. Well, 3 pumps and then prime kick it for a couple of times was flooding.
just has too much.
It was flooding it. So the rest of the time I was like almost trying to
clear it out. Yeah.
But I never thought to not do that because that's the way everybody was telling me they did it. So I thought that was baseline.
Right.
And so my baseline was flooding the bike and then trying to figure out this area
Working your way backwards, essentially.
Exactly. Pulling the plugs out, blowing them off, cleaning them off, taking the air cleaner off, trying to get some air into it. When realistically, like maybe half a twist of the throttle when I'm getting ready to start, and the first kick, you almost hear it through.
Yep.
And then, okay, I'll probably have this.
Now it's primed probably, and then the next kick it's going to fire over.
And that's kind of how, now, don't get me wrong, like there's times when it's perfect. There's times when it's like, all right, yeah, basically you need to clear the carb again, start over. Yeah. But I got it down now where like I'm not scared to ride it somewhere.
I was going to ask you if you finally figured out you got it dialed.
At least I'm confident
you can ride it now at least without.
Yeah, and honestly, the traveling aspect, the hardest thing that I'm thinking about traveling on this bike is going to be storage.
I was going to say
figuring out how to if it was just clothes.
Like, it doesn't have a tall sissy bar, right?
I have a decently sized sissy bar. Okay, yeah, I could take it, but the problem is I didn't think about this when we were making it. I put the license plate on the back of the sissy bar, so now that's kind of like
it's going to cover it. Like if you put a big bag on it or something.
So I can't have it on both sides. I could have it on one side and whatever, but like. But the license plate and the tail lights right there is one unit on top of the fender, which looks good, but it's gonna make it a challenge to do that.
One body, one lens, some clothes, and a DJI, and that's
it. I gotta piss too and grab another beer.
I don't know why I so badly have wanted to ride that chopper every day. You know what I mean?
I mean, like I said, that's kind of where I'm like, why I want to like maybe try that little side at least for like a bike for myself.
Yeah, at least one bike.
Yeah, I don't see myself going full chopper, get rid of the FXRs and do that. But like, I just want something like I was saying earlier. Like I just want something to challenge myself on the next level. Like where I'm like, in 30 years when I'm getting old and the kids and like I built that myself. Like I literally built that whole fucking thing. From everything to it was nothing, and now that
exists,
and then that's so in 50 years when I'm gone and my kid hopefully they still have it and they're like, yeah, my dad, your grandpa built that bike by himself, like something like that, just some like legacy shit.
Do you know the feeling of like? I associate it to like the first bike I ever had, where you first felt riding and you're like, you don't know where to go, you have nowhere to go, and you're like. Y'all need anything from the store?
Yeah.
Like I'm
gonna go.
It's fucking 12 degrees outside. I'm just like, I'm just throw beanie on. You know what I mean? Like all logic is out the window. I just want to be on that bike, and that's the feeling that I have riding that bike. Even though everything about it that everybody's gonna think about a chopper versus a road glide or something, it's gonna be, I don't want that. taking fucking 30 minutes to start a bike, you know when it starts? You know how fucking happy you are and how stoked you are?
Fuck yeah. Like, all right, bet.
That when you leave the driveway, you're like, hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, no, I need something to like renew that.
It doesn't take that long now, but it's still when you leave the driveway.
Even now, but probably even more so when it starts second kick, third kick. Now you're like, fuck yeah, because you spent that.
I remember what it was like.
Spent that hour there. After an hour, it didn't even start, and you're like, fuck this shit, I'm out. Like, yeah, no, I need some. That's why I'm kind of like trying to just get back to what motorcycles were like about for me, like from the beginning, like riding it and like doing that. Like I've ridden so little like in the last couple of years. Like when I ride, I kind of feel sketched. Like I don't feel comfortable like I used to.
Yeah.
Like not like I don't feel sketchy. Like I'll still go run like ride around like an asshole, but like it's not like it doesn't feel like it was like back in the day. I felt like you know what I mean. Like as soon as you get on that bike, it's like you're locked in. Road, yeah. But like now I'm like I just find myself always being like. Maybe it's my getting older too, or I'm just a little more cautious in everything. Like I think I'm not splitting lanes in dead stop traffic in California at 100 miles an hour anymore. I'll probably keep it under 50 maybe. But I mean, we used to do that. We'd get fucking hammered and just see how fast we could get home.
Yeah.
Like splitting lanes at literally at 100 miles an hour. Like what the fuck were we thinking? Why?
Yeah. I've got plenty of those kind of stories and those kind of experiences.
But man, they're fun when you're doing it though. Until you or when you wake up in the morning and
it's kind of like when you're raising kids and you're like, don't do that. It's just really stupid. Like, but when you're the dumbass doing it, it's like, bro,
this is so much fun.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. I've been trying to figure out how to like articulate the feelings and stuff like that because I think that a lot of what I hear people saying they miss about motorcycling. They can get by going the opposite direction of like practicality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you're on a modern bike and you want a deeper connection to a motorcycle, taking a step back to an FXR or an older, skinny tire Dyna is going to open up like a carburetor, which I hate to say it this way, but like so many people that have never owned a carburetor are scared of them. They think that it's primitive in a lot of ways. And on paper,
it is. Yeah. You can't fine tune it like you can fuel injection.
Yeah, but the simplicity of it and the feel and the sound and the resistance you have with throttle cables, like you just don't have that on a modern bike.
Exactly, and that's why I think that's part of like what I was saying with like the soul thing. Like it's not like a hippy dippy thing. Like the bike is just different. It's all mechanical.
Yeah,
everything's mechanical. Like there's no electronic. This and that, it's just there's raw, just metal doing what it's supposed to do, and it's like I don't know, it's pretty dope. That's why it all goes down to just being like you said, like that connection with just like things being simpler. I don't have a big fucking iPad screen staring me in the face, touch screen navigation and stuff like that. All has its purpose, like it's cool, when you have a cool bike that can literally do everything for you, like a Goldwing that has reverse and air conditioning and stuff, sure, like it has its purpose. You can crush miles on those things for days and not even worry about it. And that's cool. That has its purpose. If that's your thing, like those guys that just ride thousands of miles every day for months on end, that's cool. I have a lot of respect for you because I know how much how difficult that is.
Yeah.
But that is nothing I am interested in at all. Not even a little bit.
So I haven't had like a road glide or a modern bike in a couple of years, and that's really kind of been where I've kind of cut my teeth in the last like 7 years is like doing the performance bagger stuff. And so this next year, stepping back into that space, it goes all into this conversation we've had tonight where I know where my heart is in motorcycles right now, and I know that like this new road glide is in all ways like the opposite of what it is that I'm enjoying about bikes, even though like I can enjoy what that is.
Right.
When it comes to customizing it, this is where like I'm trying to figure out how to give this bike soul on a new road glide.
And that's kind of where like I get lost with the new bikes is there's only so much you can do to it. Like, I mean, I guess the same thing, everything on an FXR has been done. you know,
Yeah.
short aside from like the M8 stuff, and that's not really my thing. But like an Evo FXR, it's pretty much been done,
Yeah.
1,000 times, you know, and like, but there's always a way to like make it a little different. Where
Yeah.
like, oh, that's cool, you know, like there's ways. You just got to get creative, and I think that's kind of like why the newer bikes have been not so appealing. Is just like they're all the same, like, and even when they're not the same, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
You know, like the only difference you could really do, I see, is like you can only bolt so many cool parts on them. And then like the only difference is the paint.
Yeah.
You know, like who you had paint it. Yeah. And that's really the only way to differentiate yourself in like that scene, because everybody's kind of running the same
Parts.
suspension setup. They run the same, like, you know, if you want to have the big swinging dick, like there's only so many parts you can buy. You know, there's like 2 options. It seems like you have 1 or 2 options, maybe 3 for like every item that's like the item.
Yeah.
You know, like how many swing arms can somebody make? How many different sets of this or that? So that's just kind of where but I do at some point I will have a new Road Glide. I really like this fucking ST, the CVO ST. I just want a plain one. I just want to give me a stock one, and I literally, it'll probably be the only bike I don't like do anything to. I would put the seat bars exhaust.
Yeah, the triangle. Yeah.
And then aside from that, I would just ride that thing. Like I want to that's the one I would do, the not slowing it down. And I would be like, oh, I want to go to San Diego this weekend, and just be like, go.
Yeah, because you're not really thinking about like what could or would not go.
Right. I'm not worried about it. And if it does something that goes wrong, I can just call the dealership and have them come pick my bike up, and then I'll figure that out.
We can get on a what is it when like they're also on your computer?
Yeah. I'm just gonna remote in, and
They're gonna remote in, see what's going on.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, let me hold on, let me reset your you're good to go. Like, have a good day. Like, you're like, fuck, dude.
Oh, it shows here that you didn't unlock 6th gear. Do you want to opt in on that service?
We can unlock your 6th gear for $69.99 a month.
Yeah.
You know, I see you're not on the sports mode package.
Oh yeah, you didn't pay the extra money for the Go Fast package. Yeah, so you hit 100 on that thing. Yeah, you can't do that. Now it's in limp mode. You're not allowed to go that fast.
That's how they're going to be profitable in the long run. But like,
a lot of companies already do that.
That's
like the
BMW,
power modes. Yeah, you just pay, and they're like, oh, beep, 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 and you're like, what the hell? Like it's been there the whole time. They just make you pay for it.
But I think that's why, especially in the car world, why vintage cars or older cars or however you want to call it are just becoming so much more appealing. You know, my Jeep's a 2018. I can't think of anything else technology wise I really want. It'll do CarPlay. It has a heater in the seat. I have a sunroof. And the electric windows go down on all 4 sides.
And you have to fucking crank them.
And I got like cruise control. I don't need anything else. I don't need my steering wheel to vibrate when I'm getting over without changing, putting a fucking.
No, I don't need air conditioned seats. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool, but
it goes straight in your butthole, dude.
Yeah,
it's not. It's weird.
It's not even that great.
It's like the heat is just hot. The air conditioner is blowing air in your ass. It's just weird.
One step away from being gay. Seriously.
Yeah, it's just like a dude.
Yeah. Are you good?
Yeah.
No,
I don't know.
I want to get my first car when I was 16. I had an '87 Cutlass, and man, I can't tell
G-body?
you. I can't tell you. Yeah, I can't tell you how many Cutlasses are in my fucking marketplace saved right now.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I just have to win the lottery, or
G-bodies jumped up. Like C10s did first, and G-bodies did within like the last 5 years, I think.
My mom sold mine when I was in boot camp for
you told me about
for
that.
$400.
Oh my god.
And all it needed, it was just had a blown head gasket.
Yeah. It was like a 305 or 350?
I think they're like a 302 or something.
Okay.
I think there was a 302 in the Oldsmobile. Yeah. But yeah, I came home and she was just like, oh yeah, I sold it. And then like fast forward like a year or two later, she shows me pictures that the guy sent her of him after he like all like lowridered it out, which is exactly what I wanted to do. And I was like, thanks, Mom. I'm glad you sent me those. Yeah. Just to pour the salt in that wound.
It's like looking at your girlfriend from high school. Like, look what she's doing now.
Right? Yeah.
She's with a black guy. I'm like really being a product of the 80s. In the 90s, I thought 80s was the grossest part of like life. Like I just never liked anything from the 80s, right? But I don't know what happened in the last 5 years. I've just grown this appreciation for 80s aesthetics, especially in like vehicles that I never thought were cool. I never liked them.
Like a for instance.
Well, any G body from the 80s.
You didn't like them?
I know. I didn't care for them.
I think I did only because like I had one, so like had like a more nostalgia aspect for me. Like it had like a personal thing than necessarily like. But I mean, they are pretty cool. You can't deny that.
Like my first like thing into the world of like motorcycle car thing was like import cars, and it was I was a Nissan guy, so we were doing the 240s and stuff like that, and that's kind of like that 80s into 90s transition style where like the Supra, the RX-7 started getting kind of cool.
Yeah,
like I like that, and then like I felt like my buddy TBJ's into Porsches, and we nerd out, and I love the 944 Porsche. It's like one of the affordable old school vintage Porsches.
That's one of the ones with like the longer nose, right?
Yeah, it's a front engine thing, and I just dig them, and I kind of want one. I'm not in a position in life to get one, but like I want that. And then I'm also really into 80s fucking BMWs and like Beamers. And like the old SL 500s, like
I like the 80s and 90s, like BMWs and like.
Dude, I fucking want. Dude, I'm my marketplace is fucked right now.
It makes me think of like the movie like Boys in the Hood and like
New Jack City, buddy.
that stuff when they were rolling around in like the
early
Benzes
90s
and shit
Mercedes
on like
pimp, dude.
on like some spokes and stuff or some some like
Dude,
West Coast stuff. I love that.
BBSs.
Oh, you can't go wrong.
So
with
the
that.
two-door
with like the fender kits, the fender
Yes.
flares and stuff, and the
Yes.
Benzes and stuff.
a two-door it's like a hold on, I gotta look it up.
Man, G bodies, like as a kid, I'm with you. I thought they were ugly. Man, right now, my favorite car, if I could get me a clone, I don't even care if it's a clone. I want a Grand National so bad, dude. Oh, dude.
I don't have, nor will I. I don't think I'll ever have Grand National money.
Right? But
especially now, because I mean,
give
they're
me a Regal that's painted to be like a Grand National, and I will fuck with it. Like
honestly, my Cutlass was an '87, and it was maroon with the front bench seat, and it was. I got it from a little old lady that lived in I lived in a little small town in Illinois.
Is that where you're from originally?
Well, I was a military brat, so I just kind of moved around a lot when I was a kid.
Right.
But then when my stepdad got out of the Marine Corps, we moved to Illinois where he grew up. And then we moved to this little tiny ass town, 1,200 people. And I remember I saw it when I was like 15, and the lady had it like in her yard with a for sale sign and had like 27,000 miles. This was in 2000, and it was like her and her husband's little like ride around on Sundays to go get groceries.
oh yeah.
And like there was, husband passed. It sat in the garage for like 5-6 years, and I got it for $1,500.
Roll the old Cutlass Supreme.
This is my drug dealer era car that I want.
Yeah, that's the one. Like that's exactly it. That's that fucking New Jack City like
BMW or no Mercedes-Benz SL 500
Oh, yeah.
convertible.
Oh, yeah.
Which I have talked nothing but shit about.
Ugh.
There's just I want to buy one of those like across somewhere far away and like fly in and drive it home. That's like that motorcycle mentality of like I want to take an old bike that shouldn't do this and do that is the same thing in my love for cars right now, where I want something that I want to feel like I could not make it possibly.
I found my exact car from when I was 16 in like Mississippi, and it's stupid clean. It has like
The Cutlass?
Yeah.
What?
And it's not stupid priced. Like it's fairly reasonable. It's only about 14 grand, but it only has 30,000 like original miles.
Oh shit.
It's like clean. Like the pictures are like stupid. I was just like, and it's been in my marketplace saved, and I literally, it's one of those, like I look at it, like I check to make sure it's still there. Like I'm going to be able to buy it anytime soon, so I always scroll, and when I see sold shit, I just hope that one's not sold.
Do you make up a price in your mind that really costs? Like he's wanting 14, so in your mind you're like, oh
yeah, I know what I would go and offer him. Like I have in my head, like when
But are you so confident to like he's going to take that?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to show up at this guy's house and I'm going to give him 10 grand cash and I'm going to be driving an 87 Cutlass home from fucking Mississippi.
That's because you're going to persuade him. You're like, look, I've been watching this car for,
listen, bro,
for 3 years. I know you're not moving at 14.
It hasn't
let's make a
moved.
deal today for 10.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you my sob story. This was my first car when I was 16.
Yeah.
Like, can I pull on your fucking...
Yeah, check the title.
Heartstrings a little
Can
bit.
can I fucking... Yeah, can you fucking...
Do the Carfax.
Can you tell me that this was the... feel bad for me? Like, the like, oh, that's a cool story. But I mean, hey, maybe it'll work out. I'm going to have one. Like, I will. Like, that's going to be my thing. But I think before I do that, I got to buy my wife's car that I promised her.
What's she want?
She wants a 66 Continental.
Those are still kind of reasonable, I think.
Her uncle has one, and it's just sitting at his house, and it was his project that he will never get to. So we're slowly... We're working on him.
Have you ever seen that same year Continental but two-door? It's one of the sickest cars in the world.
I love the two-door
And everybody
ones.
overlooks them because they want the suicide door.
Yeah, 100%. I like the short body, just like the Caddy, the two-door Caddies, like the old school ones too. I love that. Like that's that look I like with put it on bags and
Just make it look good.
I mean, that's where West Coast just kind of like shaped my... I grew up in the Midwest, and then I got stationed in San Diego, and like the West Coast shaped my like how I look at
Viewpoint,
cars, motorcycles, like that. All my style is West Coast, 100%. Like when it comes to like what I like about cars, the cars I like all that stuff is just was heavily influenced by that. I was always into the lowrider shit though. That shit was like I was probably like one of the only little like 12-year-old white kids in Illinois that had a subscription to Lowrider magazine in like in the 90s and 2000s for sure. That was my thing. I loved that shit. I've always been into like just tinkering with shit.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, like you had like 3 or 4 channels if you got into custom things. You had motorcycles, mini trucks, lowriders, and then hot rods. But hot rods was kind of like the old man's money guy thing.
Yeah,
right?
like you couldn't afford to like do that. Like
I want a
chip food
tea
stuff.
bucket or some shit.
Yeah, like
or
the chip food stuff. You couldn't. You have to be in a special tax bracket for that kind of stuff. And I don't think any of us are anywhere
Still
near
not.
that. Yeah,
It
would be great. I wish I could be, but I like where I'm at. I'm good.
I've been thinking a lot. When it comes to like new vehicles, like if you had to like say whatever you drive today is like going out, you had to get something else. It's like, can you justify the cost of new vehicles for what you're getting?
I wouldn't want a new car. Like
Because
I have my truck. It was like a 2016. I bought it brand new. I've got like 130K on it. It's a Cummins, so it's like
you
I
got
think it'll
some
run
time.
forever. Yeah. I just had to do the transmission around 100K, so I'm probably got another 100K on that truck before anything else major goes wrong. Knock on wood, hopefully. But I mean, I've been like I was saying. I've been this itch. I kind of wanted to sell that bitch and then buy that Cutlass and just make that.
Well, what if you sold it, got the Sprinter or a version of the Sprinter, but still had some money left over for the Cutlass? So the Cutlass could be the round town thing. You know what I mean? Because to me, it's like if you have a cool car,
but I want to start like taking old shit and doing what we do on our bikes with old shit. Like I want to have an old fucking Cutlass that I rip to California and fucking go on a road trip to, like when me and my son went on that trip. Like let's go do it in the Cutlass.
If you did it in an old school car, how much sicker would it be?
Dude, right? Like we're just riding around the country in a fucking, a 30, 40-year-old car that's not supposed to be, doing this shit.
Yeah.
Like that, I don't know.
Just so everybody knows, like cars could not physically drive across country until 2000.
Really?
No, it's like
it did. I mean, it did. It seems like it because like they weren't going that fast. Like you're like the speed limits now. Like you got these toll roads. Like the speed limits are 80.
Yeah.
Like bro, like I would be pedal to the floor in the Cutlass, running 80. Like that.
The Cutlass, the max on the speedo is like 70.
The speedo goes to 80. Yeah, it literally, and it's one of those ones that goes sideways, and it literally tops out at 80. Like you'd have it fucking needle pinned on the fucking toll road.
Yeah.
Like that's.
But let me ask you this: like when I jump in my van or when I'm on the chopper, like I get in, like I'm going to Dallas, I get in the fucking slow lane, and I am content with it.
Do you feel less urgency, like less need to?
I have I don't care.
No sense of urgency. It's just
I'm like, yo, like this feels good. Why does I don't have the words for this? This is what I'm getting at.
No,
the chopper, the van. it's like they don't do that. I can't get on the highway and do 90.
No.
So, but I'm actually.
I think it's because you already know that, so you're just like,
yeah.
riding that already. You know, like where I'm going, like I'll get there, but I'm just, like we'll get there.
Yeah.
So
but
you
I
just
feel
automatically just because you're already just
So if you're
stressed.
in a Lamborghini doing the same thing, like I don't think it's
No.
you're allowed to like.
You're gonna be stressed in that Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Because
like,
you're fucking like, like, you know what I mean? Like you're fucking locked in and you gotta be. But
yeah,
like,
it's
if you're just,
if I just give it a little bit more, it'll do it.
yeah. But in the
You know?
van, you're just like, we're good.
Yeah.
We're cruising like in a Cutlass. Like you just, I'm just chilling. Like I'm not.
It feels good though.
Yeah.
It like, it's not that you feel cool or whatever. It's like,
Well, you feel cool too. You can add that.
It
in
does,
as a factor.
like,
there's a cool factor to that for sure. Like you can definitely add that into like the just riding it. Like you feel like not necessarily like cool in the sense of like I'm cool as fuck because I have this, but it's just
Yeah.
like, you know, it's like other people are looking at it and like, damn, like that's a cool car. Not necessarily you, like fuck,
Yeah.
take me out of the picture. Like,
Yeah.
look at my car. Like that's the point right now. Like I'm enjoying this and look at what I have. Like this is a cool like.
So you brought this up on your FXR and on your chopper. You've already said like I don't listen to music when I'm riding. You don't have gauges. In the Cutlass, it's the same thing. You don't have all the modern features where look, I've got my podcast playing and I got this and I got all this stimulant, right? You're more immersed in the moment. Like, you know what I mean? I'm in the van. I don't have a stereo going because the stereo's ancient on this thing. I'm just in the zone.
it's
driving.
louder to close the windows because all the fucking leaks fucking around the edges.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that. You roll the windows down, it's like a consistent loud, and you're like, this feels better.
Yes.
And you know, to get the music up, like you can hear the music,
Dude, you're
but the
preaching
music,
my language.
yeah, the music is not like
it's
it's a
background
part of the
noise at that
sound.
point.
Yeah.
It's background noise. It's not.
like everybody I know thinks I'm fucking crazy, but even when I drive, like when I go on a road trip, if I do a lot of like solo
Yeah.
jamming around, like I left here to go to the jam this year. I left here on a Wednesday night or a Tuesday night, and I was at the jam by Wednesday night, like in New York, 2,000 miles. I just
Yeah.
straight shot at it, and I'll ride that whole time, no music, like even in the truck. It's a
Yeah.
new truck, but like I'll just not be on my phone, nothing, and I'll just no music. I do the same thing when I ride. I hate
therapy,
having
dude.
music when I ride. I will occasionally, like if I'm really just fucking getting it, I'll turn my little speaker on. But usually I just like. Plus, I like to listen to my bike. If something
Yeah.
happens, I want to know what happened.
Yeah.
And the sound is going to tell you a lot of things, like troubleshooting. That initial like whatever happens, the release of something breaking or whatever. You're like,
Yeah.
you
gotta
can tell
pay
what it
attention to
was.
that.
Yeah.
Well, when you get on a bike trip and you go and like you get like a natural, like you understand everything about the bike, the way it sounds and feels. And you know, when one thing starts to feel weird in your foot peg, you're like, okay, it's on
Something's
the
wrong.
right foot peg, it's on the left. Yeah, something's loose
Something
somewhere.
vibrating, like something came loose,
Yeah.
something, yeah. 100%.
So you would attach all the senses God gave you to fucking, you know, deal with these kind of problems, right? The thing is, like, dudes that like
I think that comes back to like building the bike too, and where
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part is more rewarding because you put it all together. So you're like you said, oh, it's in the right foot peg, so like it's probably this or this.
Yeah.
You know, you pull over, you're like, look at that.
let me
it's
push
loose.
the clutch in and see if it's in the drivetrain of
Yeah,
it
like
or
it's
not.
not
just
vibrating. Like, it's still vibrating with no clutch or with clutch
Yeah,
pulled in.
so,
Like, okay,
yeah.
like let's pull off. And you look and like, yep, that's exactly what I thought. And it's some dumb shit that
Exactly.
vibrated loose.
I feel like I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't listen to music or I don't listen to podcasts when I drive or ride. Like there are times I do, but there is
Same.
there's a part of being in a car or on my bike where silence is literally therapy for me. It's like I'm just thinking and thinking and thinking, and I've always said this, you're peeling back all these layers of an onion. And they're always like the surface layers are always like the now, really like what happened this week, what happened last week, what happened this month, what happened this year, where am I going in life?
Yeah.
You know,
it can be
and-
some like, you can have some deep shit, like unintentional.
Yeah.
Like mind or like life changing, like inner dialogue.
Exactly.
By like just disconnecting for a minute. And I think that's,
when in life do you ever get to be other than on a bike or in a car on a road trip, especially if you're doing it solo. Like if you got a passenger, I think that either if it's a dude like a homie, you could probably get into a deep conversation. If it's like your chick, you probably could as well. But there's also going to be a lot of like, oh, I'm tired, you know, whatever the fuck women say.
I have to pee.
Yeah, I got to pee again. But like you really can like really delve into like ideas and thoughts and shit. And I think it's very therapeutic and very like rewarding to do so. And then maybe come out of it like we were talking earlier, like, you know what? I think I was an asshole in that situation. I probably need to reach out to homeboy and say, hey, look, man, I finally got to a point in my life where things were quiet enough that I could actually really assess the situation and take myself out of the like, you know,
The rat race for a minute.
yeah, dude, you're right. I was, you know, I've been very inconsiderate. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like fortunately I haven't had to do that much. Most of my friends, when they have a problem with me, they just hide it. You know?
Yeah, like
They
all
never
men.
tell you.
Like all
Yeah.
men, yeah. We just fucking put that in a little
Yeah.
box and store it away for later.
But yeah, it's just I don't know, man. Like I do love the aspect of that, and you know, you were saying it earlier. It's like this has been the least amount of traveling I've done on a motorcycle this year, 25, and partly so because I was building 2 bikes, but also like I do feel like a weird. There's a part of like that's therapeutic where it's like you do a run of hard work and then you get out and you kind of like maybe process that part of your
Go
life
through a phase, yeah.
and you come
kinda-
home refreshed and then you do another stint.
Now you can approach the next whatever series of bullshit that's gonna.
So how
present
was
itself.
like in terms of 2025? Like, do you think the year went as planned or as close to as planned as possible, or do you even plan that way?
I try not to have, like we said, because if you start making plans, you start creating these expectations,
Yeah.
and you know, and then you look back at the end of the year and you're like, fuck, I didn't do shit that I wanted to do. But then you forget to look at all the shit that you did do.
Yeah.
You know, and like, well, look at all the shit I did accomplish, you know? And I'd probably say I've been having like a tough time, like since I retired, just kind of like figuring out where the fuck I belong and like where everything, like
How many years did you do in the military?
I did 20. And then I've been out like 2.5 now. Like I retired in like the summer of 23. So I just like that last like 2.5 years has just been like, for me, that's kind of why I've just like the writing and stuff hasn't stopped. I've just been like in this weird funk and like trying to figure out what the fuck, where I'm at, what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I don't have to work. So it's like, you don't have this like anything to like give you like a drive to like, you know, you don't have to do anything. You know what I mean? Like everything's good. Like I can just kind of sit back and be chill if I want, but I've learned that I can't do that. It's not good for my mental at all. So I'm trying to like figure out that balance of like, it's nice to be able to be home and like do
be part of all that,
shit.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like that's one thing I won't take for granted is like being able to just like anytime the kids are like, oh, like, can you do this? Like, yeah. Like, can you come and be a chaperone on this field trip? Absolutely. You know, can you come to the school we're doing this? Fuck yeah, like let's go.
Yeah.
Like that shit's dope. But like also you can't do too much of that because you gotta do shit for yourself. You gotta be selfish, man.
You gotta have an identity, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be selfish. So I feel like a lot of people do like forget that, and they feel like, oh, you know, like they think about everybody else so much that you forget like you gotta be selfish sometimes, and like do something for yourself. Because if you just keep crushing and doing shit and just get in that fucking hamster wheel of life, man, you'll just eat yourself alive. You know, you got to go out and do something. Like find something that you like and like do something for yourself at least a little bit. Like I found that I would like started to get away from that, and you know, I think that's when you start to like get this weird like everything kind of you get in your own head, you know, and you get like you kind of get like depressed, I guess is the best way to say it. You kind of run. You're just like, oh, and that gets to like that, oh, I'm going to go do this. And then you're like, because you're just like, I'll just think about like, oh, I want to do all these things. And like, I'm going to go do it. And I'm like, all the things that I need to do to get to that point, like, oh, I got to get ready. I got to make sure the bike's good. What if the bike breaks down? And you think of like, what if, instead of just going and out and have fun.
Yeah.
And just do it. Like, go have a good time. You know? And then if it sucks, like, whatever. But like I said, more often than not, 90% of the time, if you go, I end up being like, damn, that was fun. I'm glad I did that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so it's like, just get out and go ride. Like, that's what I'm trying to like get back to this year. Like this coming year is like just what made me enjoy this shit like originally. You know what I mean? Like why I liked motorcycles, why I wanted to do this shit anyways. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't like to go to a fucking parking lot and sit there for 12 hours and like hang out. Like, I want to go ride this shit too. Like that has its fun too. Like it's cool to go show off your shit and be like, look, this is what I made. That's cool. But like, I want to go ride my shit. Like I'm sick of just the little hangout stuff. I want to go do more shit. I'm just gonna make myself. I just gotta get on the bike. Like, let's go.
No. 100%.
So if anybody wants to go, like, just hit me up. And if you want to talk FXRs, let's go. Because that's and I'm trying to, like I said, I'm trying to be on the road like a lot more this year. The wife and kids will be fine. I'll be home enough. They'll be. It's a good balance, I think.
Gone just long enough to get missed.
Yeah, exactly. And then you come back and everybody's like, "Hey, Dad's home," and you're like, "Yeah, I am." Like, you know, like this is awesome. Everybody likes me. They forgot that when Dad's home, like I'm kind of an asshole sometimes, and shit doesn't. You know, the house doesn't operate.
Just like I said, just long enough to get missed. That way, they're happy to see you home. But then, like, you know,
after a couple of weeks, the fun wears off.
Hey, you gotta go on another trip soon?
Yeah, right. I should
probably go.
That's been another thing. Like my poor wife, because our whole relationship, I was like gone all the time, like in and out. And then now I'm home all the time. Like the poor lady, like
how long was
poor woman, like she's probably sick of me.
How long was some of the deployments you had to do?
So like I only like my last half, I only did like 3 deployments, so they weren't like anything crazy, like just 6-9 months, like that kind of stuff. But it's just like the work cycle too. Like there's tons of little 2 weeks here, a month there, 5 days here, 3 or 4 days there. Like those are the ones that like really are the trying ones. Like the deployment, that's coming up.
Yeah.
Like,
it's kind of like
in next year, I'm going on deployment. Like I'm going to be gone for 6 months next year. Like you know that, but it's like, oh hey, sorry, something came up. Like I got to go out of town for 2 weeks. You know, like that kind of shit. But my last 5 years was pretty cake. I was in Virginia, and it was my job was pretty cool, and I got to spend a lot of time in Key West for work.
Yeah,
so, like it was pretty dope. I didn't hate it.
So is joining the Navy like the easy route to like not having to go? You get to go to exotic places with the water.
I mean, it depends on. I'd say I'm like a recruiter's like dream, because like I didn't really have a shitty time in the military. A lot of people are like fuck that, I couldn't wait to get out. Like I had a great time. I mean, sure, there was those times that you're like, fuck, this sucks, but like what job doesn't have that? You know what I mean? Show me a job where the whole time it's like fucking rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, 100%.
Like that doesn't exist. And I mean, I look back at 20 years and like I had more fucking hell yeah, that was awesome than man, that sucked. And even the suck made the fucking cool parts that much cooler.
Yeah.
You got to have a balance with that shit. Like
100%.
You can't appreciate the good without the bad, and the bad,
That's probably one of the best perspectives that I've been able to adopt as a 40-year-old, is that like you understand good times and bad times.
Yeah, they're going to happen. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, like you being aware of a good time and a bad time is like probably the best skill. That way you can learn to appreciate each of them in a form that like gives you a perspective, right? Yeah. When you're at bike night and the homies are here, the garage is open, the homies show up, everybody's locked in to do a trip this year, that's called a good time.
Yeah.
So,
and that doesn't happen.
It doesn't. It's not forever.
When
it's
it
like,
all aligns.
Yeah. It's like it's like all these there's a level of convenience in life that I don't want to say that to where like, okay, well, there's been times where like conveniently I've had a friend live close and we've had the best time in like the closest friend I've ever had, the homie, the best time. And then when things get inconvenient, then it doesn't exist anymore. But I wouldn't, in an earlier part of my life, be like, oh, that dude's a piece of shit. He doesn't want to hang out anymore because we don't live close to each other. But like, no, Bro,
It's
we
called
both
life. It's called life.
We both
like,
was on a good fucking run for a minute, and I cherished those moments.
Yep.
And when it wasn't convenient anymore, we both.
neither
50,
one of you. Yeah.
So now I don't look at that animosity anymore. I look at it like, man, I really appreciate the time I got to do this with individual and blah blah blah.
That's kind of how I feel like about like the periods when I moved. Like when I left San Diego, I was like, man, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like I've lived here for 15 years, and like that's all I've known, and like everybody I know is here. My whole like adult life has been here.
Yeah.
And then we moved to Virginia, and then first couple of years were kind of like, like it was like cool, but it wasn't like great. And then by the last like 2 years, I'm like, fuck, dude, I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
And then you like, now I left there, and I'm like, you look back at those periods of time, and you realize like, you probably didn't take advantage of it when you could have, when you should have, because you look back and then you're like, damn. Like they always say, the good times, you don't know the good times until they're already gone. Like when you were living in the moment.
Yeah.
And then like you look back and you're like, you didn't know that was the good old days until they were. And then you're like, oh, those were the good old days. But at that time, you're just like living in it. And like I think that's all you can do now. Like I think now that we're older, I realize like you said, in those moments you're like, oh, these are the good moments right now.
Yeah.
And being able to like appreciate that, and not take it for granted, and just be like, chilling with
there's
the boys
there's a form of life where right now what we're doing, all three of us in this room, is a good fucking time.
Yeah,
it's a good moment.
And
comparative to what aspect of our life,
there could be so much shittier.
I mean,
shit we could
this
be
could
doing
be
right now.
this could be the peak. I mean, tomorrow fucking we could go to war. We can, like COVID times 2 or COVID XL or
right?
whatever the fuck comes out. Like there's always like that thing about appreciating the moment and opportunity. Like when you have homies that are hungry and want to get out, like you should. You ever seen those memes that have been going around? Like those little, I say memes, but the reels or whatever. When it's like, there's two of them. There's you never know this is the last time you were going to meet up at the skate spot.
Yeah, there's a point where every time you do something, it's the last time you do it.
You never know when it's going to be the last one, right? And that shit hit. Like I was like, fuck, I do remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the day, and that's what sucks.
But I can remember the period of time when like you went from like that skate, because I was a skater, skater punk too. And you went like that was life, that was your fucking whole life, and then obviously here we are.
What is that one day where like I went to the skate spot, and then that was the last day
there was
that
no
happened?
more skate spots, and then you didn't plan it. So like you were like, all right, this is my last day, dog.
This is it.
Like this is it, guys.
I'm shipping out.
It's been real, homies. Like I'll see you.
Yeah, there's no skate park farewell tour that you went on.
No, you weren't like, this is
It
my
was just
last
the
day
last
at the
one.
park, guys. Like I'll see you.
We never know, like, when's the last night, not that it's coming up, but like, when's the last bike night? When's the last time you're going to show up?
When's the last night?
When's the last time you got to travel on you never know if it's the last time you're ever going to travel on a bike.
I'm like, you know what? The bike shit's just like, whatever. And you just like fade into the darkness. And that's it. And everybody's just like, 5 years down the road, somebody's like, whatever happened to that guy? Like, I wonder whatever happened to him. Wonder where he's at. Like, it could be fucking next week. Who knows? So that's the one that like hit pretty good. And then the other one that's been going around is like, one day one of your buddies is going to buy a motorcycle. Oh yeah, the ones where it's like,
and you should get one too. Like that.
Make sure you get
good.
that one too. Yeah, because there was that same thing.
Yeah,
like, with me and all the boys, like one buddy got one, and then the whole fucking snowball effect. And
it was the same thing that happened with skateboards. It's like I saw a dude with a skateboard, I got one, and then my homie got one, and then we all started skating, and the next thing you know, it turned into motorcycles. And then it became everybody got a bike, and like.
Well, it was like that with bicycles back in the day.
Bicycles as well. I mean, that was kind of like that
was just like a necessity as a kid.
I mean, as a kid, how old are you?
41.
All right, so 41. Like we probably got a CD player at the same time.
for sure.
Because that was a thing that happened. Like 94, Boyz II Men.
I still remember the first CD I ever got.
I do too. Boyz II Men and Snoop Dogg.
My parents got me. It was
Warren G.
It was Alan Jackson, Chattahoochee. Oh, yeah. Same Christmas I got a cowboy hat and cowboy boots.
Yeah, I grew up in the hood, so we had to listen to.
I was in the country, so rightfully so.
My parents like, hey, listen to this music and you'll be able to fit in school.
Hey, I mean, whatever. It's like, do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
Chameleon that shit.
but there is that point, like you know, I mean, a bicycle is like every kid has a bike at some point in time, whether it sticks with them
But
or
I feel
not.
like for boys though, it's different.
oh,
Like
well,
it's like that's like a, I mean, that's like well, if you're gonna be one of those kind of like dudes, like
Well-
that's your intro into like. I used to take my bike apart and like clean it.
Same.
Like just to like, I would take the wheel off just to
Yeah.
like take it off and clean it and oil the fucking axles and shit. Like
Yeah.
with
Speaking my language, I was a
WD-40.
BMX dude, so yeah.
See, I wasn't, but I just would do it just because that's like, why not? Why wouldn't
Maintenance,
you?
yeah.
Like I'm gonna take, and then I would like put the little small wheels on the front and like do little gay shit.
well,
like,
what about this, right? So there's
different
all these
handlebars and shit. Like,
there's all these styles of bike, but like this all plays into motorcycling. I get a bike, everybody gets a bike, and someone gets a Dyno GT or a Diamondback.
yeah.
And you're like, I got to get a Diamondback too. It's like a Harley.
I didn't though. My parents were never.
Same.
I was never in that ability. I just had the Walmart bikes and whatever, you know. But hey,
But the thing is, like I don't remember. I think what happened is those bikes got popular as like subculture things.
yeah.
And it got to a point where they had like a cheap version that did become available at Walmart, and that's
Yeah.
the one I got.
Yeah,
it didn't have
absolutely.
the gyroscope.
No, same.
None
But
of
it
that
had
shit.
the mags that were like
Yeah.
fake mags and like
It fit the
That's
part.
a cool Huffy, bro.
Yeah,
That's a cool Huffy.
Yes. And that's why I got into. That's kind of like, I guess now that I think about it, like having this conversation, like I guess that was my first intro into like customizing shit. Because I would take like forks off of like different bikes and then put them on it and try to put a smaller tire on it and just different handlebars. Remember when people used to put the
Yeah,
handlebars way
yeah.
forward,
Yeah.
like dumb shit like that. Like we were like customizing.
Did you want a lowrider bike when you were a kid? Because
I thought they were so hard.
I wanted one so bad. I never. And
never did
if you look
either.
in the lowrider magazine, they would have
You
the
could buy
kits.
them. Yeah, see, like, yeah, same. I never could, never had the money for that.
Yeah.
But do you remember CCS catalog?
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh yeah.
Bro, I remember we used to do like, that was before credit cards and shit. It used to be, remember cash on delivery? You had to have a cashier's check to give to the UPS guy.
Yeah.
Like, and he would have to collect the money before he could give you the package. Because you would order it and they would mail you some shit without paying for it, and you'd have to pay the UPS guy. I remember being like, Mom, I saved up $100. Like, I want to order a new deck. And, you know, she would, okay. And then we'd order it, and then she'd give me a cashier's check, and
Yeah.
I could give it to the UPS guy. You'd be waiting. Like, that was the good shit back in the day, man. Now everything's just like, oh, it comes in fucking, I can order it and have it in 8 hours at my house from Amazon. Like,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I mean,
Or waiting a week to watch the next episode of a show.
yeah. I feel like I got lucky being from here in Dallas, where like we always had skate shops, and like to me, like going there and seeing that deck, same way you've been looking at your Cutlass, like
Dude, yeah.
I would go like no money to buy a skateboard deck. I would just go to the skate shop every day and just like hang out but stare at it, like
No, yeah.
you know what I mean? Like those or the trucks. I was like, I'm gonna get those trucks here pretty soon.
Yeah, I lived in like a small ass little town, like about 30 minutes outside of the main town. Like, I don't know if are you familiar with Illinois at all?
I think we were talking about it when you were out there. You're like close to Bloomington, right?
Bloomington and Peoria are the like
Yeah.
the town I grew up in, like as a kid, was right outside of Bloomington.
Okay.
And so my mom on the weekends would drive us to the skate park on like Saturday morning at like 9 o'clock and drop us off until we called her on the payphone at like 6 to pick us back up.
Yeah.
And we would skate all over town and just like I think about it now and it's exhausting just thinking about it. Like I get winded just thinking about how far we used to skate just to go skate.
Yeah.
She would drive us off the skate park and we'd skate another like fucking 5 miles into town to the campus at the university, and we would just like skate street and stuff and like all day long. And then we'd have like $5 in our pocket and we'd eat and stay healthy-ish and yeah, just little.
You didn't need much.
No, we'd go to
Eating
like
that 7-Eleven hot dog and keeping it moving.
or go to like Hardee's and shit to get like, you know, or McDonald's to get the dollar menu. And when it was like the dollar menu.
Yeah, real
like it was like literally $1. You
Dude,
get,
a
like,
double cheeseburger was
you
a
get two
dollar
double
forever.
cheeseburgers for $1 and a soda and you were good.
Jack in a Box, 2 tacos for $1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, like that was good. That's all the fuel you needed to get you through the rest of the day, and you just ran around with your little homies and hung out with all the little skate park fucking hood rats that would hang out. Every skate park had them.
He was a skater boy.
Yeah, they would just sit there and then you just fucking go off into the
Try to hit those tricks. You know what I mean?
Go off into the woods and get high with your buddies.
Finger.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
If I can land that kickflip.
smell that fingers.
bro.
To
The
be
good old
fucking
days.
15 again. God.
Yeah.
And I had like we had this one homie that was like the only dude that was old enough to drive.
That was
And
me in my group.
Yeah, we had like it was all of us like younger kids, and he was the only one that could drive, but he was the only one that skated. Like he moved. I remember when he moved to town, and we saw him like skating in front of his house one day, and we were all like, "Oh, what's up?" And then so he would just like drive us to the skate park and shit, and we would just smoke weed with him in his little fucking the back of his car, and fucking he was. Bless his heart, because I don't know, like that would be weird nowadays. Like a slightly older kid, like he was like 16, 17, and we were all like 13, 12.
That's
like that would be weird nowadays.
Yeah,
People would be like, people would probably be like, "Why are you hanging out with these fucking little kids?" But back then it was just like because we all skated.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what I mean?
there
That was our
wasn't like
common-
there was it. You know, when I was doing it, like I was that kid. I was like I was out of high school, but the kids I was skating with were 15. I was like 18. You know?
I mean,
and I was kind of like, well, I have a car, and they're actually pretty good. I'm not as good as they are. They've been skating longer than I have, and they're down to skate. So, hey, you want to go skate downtown Dallas
like
all
the
night?
homies coming to your house to ride.
Yeah.
like show up and let's go ride. Like,
Dude, where else in life do you like if you went anywhere in life, if there wasn't a motorcycle involved, why the fuck would you be hanging out with a 25-year-old?
I wouldn't. I mean, yeah, like my wife's little brother.
Yeah.
Like they're 21. Like, what the fuck do I have in common with a 21-year-old? Like, you're literally half my age.
Yeah.
I literally have 20 years of life on you. And like, but like,
you're old enough to be his dad.
like, yeah, I mean, literally. But also like, we all have this love for these stupid motorcycles. And so like, yeah, let's go ride. Let's hang out. Let's kick it.
Same thing. I got some of my closest friends are, you know, in their 60s. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and those dudes, I hang out with them whenever we're around each other.
I wish I had an old head homie. I wish I had an old motorcycle head somewhere close in my area that I knew, and I could just go fucking sit in his garage and drink beers with him and let him fucking talk to me.
Just talk. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I want a guy like
and go.
Those are the guys that like we need to like cherish.
Yeah, 100%.
And both those that you're talking about, just amazing human beings.
Yeah, my old heads are they're not like Hans is like an old head on he's been riding for years. Bruce has been riding for years too, but like I wouldn't put them in the category of like they're like the guys
like the wizards, like a grand wizard,
no,
like an old gray beard. Like you just think of them and you just
they are older and they're wiser and they give me a lot of great perspective in life that I absolutely cherish. But I wouldn't say that they're the old gray beard wizard kind of.
Not yet. They're not. They're not. They're somewhere in between us and them. I want an old gray beard wizard guy like that.
Yeah.
Has more, time fucking wrenching on some shit than we do even being alive. Yeah. And that's I want to find one of those guys. Like
those dudes are they're like Pokemon cards, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, like that's I hope I can be that guy someday for someone. I really do. Like I want to be an old gray.
Just gotta hope these like kids care enough to like ever want to listen to that shit.
They will. The generations, I think. It's every time. All the old heads said to us, like, you guys are fucking stupid when we were growing up.
Yeah.
And here I am. I got kids, and I'm like, you guys are fucking retarded. Like, God help us. But, I mean, every generation is harder, and hopefully we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I think the new generation of kids are good. They're like, they're dressing like the 90s and 80s kids, and they're acting like it. We're healing. We're healing. They're bullying each other again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Just take the guns out. Just fight each other. Don't shoot each other.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
Yeah, I feel like gun culture is not as big in the young kids anymore, but like
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like my son.
I feel like they want to be more like disconnected from like
how old is your kids?
So my daughter's 9 and my son, he'll be 12 like in a couple weeks.
Okay.
So like yeah, I feel like they're all like super locked in on this stupid Roblox shit and like all that stuff. But like if you take that like one little thing out of it, like they all want to be outside and they're like trying to do shit. Like I just got my son in one of those like crazy e-bikes for Christmas. Dude, I'm gonna buy one. I'm telling you right now. Like that's probably like you're saying about the chopper thing, that's probably the most fun I've had riding of anything on two wheels in a long time, just ripping around on his little e-bike. Bro, it goes like 0 to like 50. It's fast it's kind of scary. Like it's like a supermoto, like 2-stroke.
Yeah, but so is that you give that to a kid and now
It's kind of that's the only thing.
It's a brick at the park 2 miles away when it fucking dies because he didn't charge it.
Well, I'm teaching him to keep it charged,
All right.
and they have an 80-mile range or so.
Oh, they
Like,
do?
Yeah, dude. He's had it. He got it Christmas morning, and he's got like 150 miles on it.
Goddamn.
Yeah, and it's just a little e-bike ripping around the neighborhoods. He has a little area that I let him go. So like, but like I'm telling you, like I'm gonna buy one because I want it. He has there's like probably 10 little kids in the neighborhood that all have them now. And like so they're all just riding around, but none of them have like really have anybody to show them how to ride. So they're all teaching themselves, which nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But like I want to get one and just be like, all right, guys, let's go. Like we're gonna go fucking be dumb, and probably somebody's gonna get hurt, but at least there's an adult-ish person here to like navigate the chaos if we have.
You
some
can
problems.
make that jump.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm going to be the first one going. I'm going to be the first one to get hurt if something happens. Like
I think that's what needs to happen. Bring back scab knees. That's
Dude,
what
I'm
we need.
telling
We need
you,
more
like,
kids
get-
to scab knees. That's life lessons right there.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I saw a little thing somebody posted. It was like, social media needs to just go away for like a year. We need to like recalibrate ourselves.
It's like a high school reunion. We need to go away and then come back and show hey, this is who I became.
Send everybody out. Like, make the fucking kids unplug and go have fun. Go, like they always say, go touch some grass. Like I tell my son, like I get the fuck outside. But I will say, since he's got that fucking e-bike, he wakes up at like 8 a.m, comes and wakes me up. Hey, Dad, can I go hop on my bike? Like, yeah, dude, just don't be dumb.
Yeah.
But like, he's waking up 2 hours, 3 hours before he normally would have, like they're on Christmas break right now. So they don't have school. So he's like, Dad, can I see? Like, dude, like his one buddy, he's like, dude, my buddy Jeremiah texted me at like 5:30 this morning if we wanted to go ride our bikes. I'm like, dude, I love this. Like, get the fuck out and go do that. Like,
that's sick.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine if we had something like that when we were growing up? A bike that was fully capable, like a dirt bike.
Yeah.
But it was quiet and it was fucking like that easy. It was a bicycle that could go 50 miles an hour. Dude, you imagine we would probably all be dead, but dude, he can just go wherever he wants. Like it's like unlocked.
No, I do like the idea of it all coming out. I wonder how much kids that maybe you take a pool of kids in a neighborhood and there's that one kid that really wants to go outside and rip on a bicycle or a skateboard, but everybody else in the neighborhood wants to be on a computer playing fucking, their best friend lives in another fucking city.
Yep.
Not the kid across the street that you have a lot in common with and you never will take a chance to go meet them.
Yep.
Right? I wonder how much like online shit, I think that's also played into the adulthood thing, going back to what we were talking about earlier with like you knowing all this stuff exists and kind of seeing it, but then like, I don't really need to get out. I'm not missing anything. I'm going to catch the highlights on.
That's probably like one of those like, subconscious things that you're not even, you don't realize you're even doing that. You're like, do I really miss it? Because I can just get the highlights. Scroll the highlight reel, and it's like I was there.
And it's like if you do miss something really rad, it doesn't feel the same way because there's another bike next week,
right?
Or 2 weeks or a month or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of that. I think in general, like some people, when they first get in a bike and they find a community they really want, they're so stoked. But if you don't get the reciprocation from everybody.
Because everybody else is in different phases of that thing, that you get some people that are kind of jaded now and they've just like, whatever. And then you get that.
We got the other aspect of motorcycling. I think this happened as friends when we were kids, is like your son right now ripping around on the e-bike with all the other kids. Like it doesn't mean that he's like best friends with all those kids, but they're finding a common ground together. And maybe some of them will curate into best friends. Some of them are just like, I don't fuck with Derek. Derek's piece of shit.
But Derek's got an e-bike, so like I'll go ride with.
We'll go ride with Derek.
Yeah, because Derek's
like, not my favorite though. On cap.
I don't really fuck with Derek like outside of here, but like if we want to go rip around, like I'll ride with Derek. I'm not gonna go to his house though.
That becomes the bike world. Like that's us. Like you know what? Well, I really like fucking so and so. But he's one of the dudes in our scene. So we kind of all just kind of like
I find myself doing that with like bike stuff. Like if you don't have a bike that I like, I'll just be like, meh. And
Yeah.
it's stupid. That's a dumb fucking perspective to have. It's a really pretentious outlook on it. It is. Like why? What the fuck am I doing that's so cool? Why is my bike cooler than yours? It's not.
I do agree that's probably not the best way to look at things, but I understand how easy it is to get in that perspective because you're looking for commonality in somebody.
And that's what I was gonna say. It's kind of more like, so it's just like we have a common ground. Like I said, when I see somebody on an FXR, I immediately like approach them. Like I'm at your bike before your helmet's off. Like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, so you got an FXR? Like, let's talk about it. You know?
Yeah.
And I've met some cool friends that way. Like, but like, if it's not like what I'm into, I really just not into it. I don't know. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to come ride and hang out, that's cool. I'm not going to be as stoked on your bike as like I would if it was an FXR or something cool, you know? It doesn't have to be an FXR. I like other cool bikes too, but like I also hate the people that think their shit is so cool just because they have a cool bike.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy either. I really hate that. Like me and my buddy Tony we went to Myrtle Beach Bike Week just like on a whim, one of those like, you want to go? Oh yeah, cool. So we fucking rode down when I was living in Virginia. And like some dude had a cool ass like built up like done up road glide, and I was like, hey dude, like that thing's sick. And he's like, yeah, and just walks off. I'm like, bitch, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? You know, I was just trying to tell you your bike's cool. And he's like, yeah.
That was the conversation starter. You're just
Yeah.
saying, hey man, a cool bike.
And he's just like, yeah, and then walks off. Like, fuck you. You know,
Yeah.
you're a fucking douche. I hate that. Like, I guess again, that comes to the setting expectations. Like, I just expect everybody to want to be like me, and just like, as soon as I engage you to talk about motorcycles, I want you to be like, yeah, fuck, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
It's definitely, I mean, not that.
I mean, maybe he's not a douche. I don't know. Maybe he just doesn't want to, like, maybe he's not a fucking super outgoing, like, extrovert type of person. I don't know.
I feel like I'm definitely the culprit of like being that guy, and not all the time and not intentionally. It's just, it's more so like no matter how I word this, it all sounds pretentious and fucked up. When you have like a bike that draws attention to it a lot of times, then you're constantly getting that. You know what I mean? And you never know. Like, I try to always be aware of it when it happens and try to be engaging. But the level of alcohol I've had and the level of like,
Give a fuck.
no, I mean, I always give
Like,
a fuck.
well,
The
I mean,
problem
like,
is
in
like
the moment.
the problem is like I took my helmet off to get gas, and I'm getting gas, and then the guy comes up and hey man, I love your bike, and you know, and like you want to engage in it, but like how long are we gonna do this? And
No, I definitely get that, like, part.
even saying that it feels
no,
fucked
not
up.
at all. But like, don't be the guy that's just like, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
if somebody comes up to you and is like, hey dude, I really like your bike, like that's awesome. Like, what kind of bike is it? And you're just like, oh, thanks, man. And like, I don't really have time to fucking talk to you. Like, fuck off. Like, essentially is what you're saying by just being a fucking prick. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
engage for like a minute or two, and then be like, hey man, like, I could sit here and talk to you for the next fucking
Agreed.
2 days about
Yeah.
my bike and motorcycles, but like, I'm kind of on a schedule. I got to get somewhere. Like, I appreciate you, like, but like, fucking, I got to go. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? There's ways to politely.
I've learned
like,
how to navigate these things, and
there's a way you can come off without being
Yeah.
a douche, to be like, hey man, like, I thank you. Like, I really appreciate this conversation, and I would love to be able
Yeah.
to just, in a different scenario, we could sit here for the next hour. I'll pull over here. We can grab a fucking tall can and have a fucking conversation. But
Yeah.
my schedule right now just doesnn't really,
and see,
or my mental. I
Yeah.
just don't want to fucking have a conversation with you right now. Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't owe you that, and I don't owe you an explanation of why I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I thank you. I appreciate this interaction. Right now, this isn't what I want to fucking do. Like, I'm sorry. You know,
Yeah.
like, if that makes me an asshole, like, I'm sorry.
I think that like
You know,
I've
like-
had interactions early on in like in being kind of known through social media or whatever. Like, you're out at Sturgis or Born Free, someone runs into you.
Everybody wants to talk to you and fucking.
Not as bad as others. Like, I'm not like, oh my God, I can't even turn left, and you know, nothing like that.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be
But
annoying too, for
you-
sure.
At first, like, I always try to engage, but then I also like realize, because I'm also in that situation. There's times where like, oh man, that's so and so. I love their bike builds. I want to go
I'd love to have a conversation with you.
So I understand the awkwardness of trying to talk to somebody and not really knowing where to go with it. Like, hey man, I really love your bike builds, and so
you're like, thanks, like.
Yeah, it's like thanks, but like that. So because I've done that and had those awkward like pauses afterwards, I usually what I do now, and if anybody's ever listened to this and known I've done it, it's like I immediately turn it around and go, "Hey man, like where are you from? Like what are you riding?" Like I immediately get them talking about themselves, which I am generally interested in, but it alleviates that kind of awkwardness.
That weird, like, try to, like, small talk banter.
It's almost like, hey, Jace, I love your FXR. I'm like, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
And, yeah. What do you have?
What else?
Yeah,
what
next.
Else?
Right.
That's all you got? All right, man. Well, you have a good one. Like, that's...
Thanks, bro. Dab them up and, like, keep
it's
it moving.
a weird... Because, like, I don't always have a follow-up question to that one, like, hey, man, Chris, I love your FXR, dude. Sick.
Yeah.
Really appreciate that. Like, that look is badass.
I'm the same way. When people are like, oh, man, I'm just like, thanks. Like, I don't really know how to fucking engage this conversation.
Dude,
like,
none of us were ever supposed to be, like, known.
Like I appreciate that. Like, I like that you like what I like. Like,
yeah.
That
sick.
means we might have something in common. Would you like to have a conversation about?
Someone said it recently on, like, a podcast where it's like, fame without money is like the worst thing in the world. Like being known for something but not being rich to go with it is like it's bullshit. It's like you have all the expectations of a famous person, but you have nothing to justify your fame other than the fact that people know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's like,
you have all the expectations of being famous without the advantages and the perks that come with being famous.
Yeah.
That's probably the right word.
And like being known in the motorcycle world is not fucking hard. It's really not. I mean,
honestly, you just got to be active and present.
Yeah. If you're just
of places, if they see you at like if you're like you said, if you're at every fucking event and you show up and you're just popping up at every event, every bike night that's around, you're crossing state lines and you're showing up at fucking this event and that event, and even. I think the best way or the quickest way is to do the smaller things. I mean, you go to Sturgis, Daytona, and fucking
you get lost in the sauce.
You're just a fucking
You're just another body of the.
You're one of the other 20,000 like important people in the motorcycle industry there at that moment. Daytona and Sturgis are like everybody in the motorcycle industry goes there that whole time.
Yeah,
they're there the whole fucking time. Like you go to like. The little, the Deadbeat. I really want to go to that Deadbeat
retreat.
They do it up at that's the same place that they do at the Jam.
Yeah,
they just moved it because I guess they had a fallout like last minute with like 2 years ago, like with their venue, and it was like a couple months before they were supposed to do it, and then the Blackthorn Resort was like, yeah, you guys can do it here, and now it's like that's their spot.
Yeah,
it looks fucking killer. Like,
yeah,
I love that place. Anyways, just the Jam going there, like not even take the FXR Jam out of that place. That place is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like it is like one of those things. It's one of those like it's nostalgic. It hasn't been touched in probably 20 years as far as like everything. Like some of those rooms, like you're better sleeping on the ground.
I don't want to go to a place and the room is so nice I don't want to leave the room.
No, it's you definitely don't want to spend time in your room.
Yeah, it's like it's like getting a huge RV to go to a bike event. It's like, bro, like you're gonna spend thousands of dollars and you're not gonna want to leave the RV because you spent all the money on that. Like, dude, just get a place to shit, shower, and sleep. Yep. And then get out.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
that's exactly it. I love that shit. Like,
well, just to wrap that up, it's like the idea of like I think over time I am working on being better at interacting with people, because right here we're engaged in a conversation across the table, right? Yep. And this is how most people view or listen to me or know me, right? So when they see me, they tend to have this like
expectation of a dialogue.
Exactly. Like I'm going to be this engaged in them, but it could be at a bar in Sturgis, a gas station outside of Born Free, a hotel on the way to the Uber to go to the fucking, like, it's never the same thing. And unfortunately, like, I'm a natural shit talker. That's who I am. I love to talk shit. And I don't do it to hurt people's feelings. I just love shit talking. Sometimes
it's a good engagement. Like, and it's just also it's going to tell me the type of person that like how I can interact.
That's why I like Mikey and Mark so much. Mark and I have had a really professional relationship for a long time, and he's starting to be the shit talking Mark that I know he is with me more. And
that's the only Mark I know.
It's kind of weird sometimes. I'm like, I don't know you as shit talking Mark. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't know him in a professional setting. I just know Mark out like on the bike, running around, being like
Mikey's like he was more professional when we first met, but as he realized I also grew up playing basketball, we talked shit like that. Like when we went down to Austin this last time, absolute blast hanging out with him. And Mikey's true personality is, I love it. Yeah, but like that's how I am in natural. Like I like to talk shit to people, and it's easy when you're talking shit to each other, and like you know that like, hey, we're just trying to poke fun at the thing and do the thing, not like, oh well, this dude has ulterior motive where he's now subconscious about what we're talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I can just talk shit about it. Like I think that's for me. That's like of the military.
Remember we were like at the house and I was talking shit to our buddy Mike.
Yeah.
DeJong. I was like, I don't care that he's on a fucking like adventure bike, but it was just like fun.
Yeah, of course. You're
call the bike gay.
Talk shit about you.
Yeah.
Like you're on your adventure bike, bro.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna.
When are you gonna grow up and get a fucking Harley like the rest of us?
But whatever. Like, he's still one of the homies. You know.
Exactly. He took it, laughed, and we kept going.
And here we are. Yeah. And you just keep pushing. Yep. That's the difference.
Some dude's like, you know what? Jason's an asshole. Like he's relentless. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. You're right. I am.
Yeah. Maybe you could actually do something cool enough I could talk shit about later on. Maybe.
Yeah, you have to, like, honestly, man, if you can't, and like, if I talk shit to you and you take that shit like a little fucking bitch and you're like, why are you being so mean? Like, I already know I don't want to fuck with you. Yeah. Like, that tells me everything I need to know. Like, you're not a person that I'll interact with you in like a social setting and I'll be cordial, but like, you're not a person I'm going to fuck with. Like,
the shop world that I grew up in, it's pretty harsh. Like, I don't think that I would kind of go this far, but the first day I worked in the motorcycle industry, the shop I went to work for, they said, hey, when we start joking about banging your wife, that's when you made it. Like, you're in our group now. Like, that's what they said to me. Like, hey, when we start talking shit about banging your old lady or, you know, whatever shop antics, you know what I mean? Yeah. You go on a bike ride with your buddy across the country and there becomes a saying joke the whole time, absolutely, 100%, right? Yeah. Well, when you work in a shop with people, there becomes a cadence to like, right now we're joking about being gay.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Or right now we're joking about.
I was in the Navy for 20 years, so.
Exactly. So you like, I was shocked by it. I was like, well, I don't know how I feel like saying like, oh, like, you're white. You know, this is before like
you're like, how do I tell somebody I'm gonna fuck his wife? Like as a joke and talking shit without like feeling like he's gonna punch me in the face.
Like with it being like funny. Playful and fun, right? So it's like there is an art form to shit talking that like I grew up in the motorcycle world. And obviously if I can't articulate it well and everybody takes it seriously, then I'm not doing a good job at it, right? But
whatever.
It's just the situation at hand, you know?
Like we said earlier, you can't fucking make everyone happy. Fuck everybody else. Like, I'm who I am, and I'm going to be who I am. And if you like it, then cool, let's hang out. And if you don't like it, I mean...
Then they don't listen to the podcast, and then I get fucked.
Well, fair enough. But I mean,
no,
there's enough people engaged that that want to listen, so... I'm sure there's an equal number of people that like you. That
I got a lot of hate listeners.
Like you.
Like, you know, like people
they just want to talk. They want to listen to just.
They listen
bullshit.
Because they don't like they don't like me or they don't like this or they don't like whatever. Like
they listen to critique.
Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
What's weird sometimes, like I understand like on YouTube like the dislike button. You know what I mean? But like the audacity for anybody to take the time to hit the thumbs down button.
Or like you were saying earlier, like to comment on people's shit, to like talk shit. Like out of your day, like random strangers on the internet, you want to like have a fucking 14, reply conversation, like shit talking. Like, do you feel better? Like, did that make you feel better? Like,
did you accomplish something?
Did you accomplish anything? No, you just spent an hour of your day talking shit to some person that doesn't give a fuck about what you're saying. They're just doing it to make you.
All message boards. In the van world, when I started looking up like LS swap stuff or lowering stuff or whatever, I'm an OG in the world of like chat rooms. I understand to search my shit before I ask the question. But reading the comments of previously asked searches,
dude,
bro, it's brutal. And I'm like, man, I don't even want, even whenever I have the answer, I don't want to put it out there. Because I don't want to deal
somebody else
with,
is going to say, like, you're fucking retarded. And
that's
like,
not how it works. I'm like, well, it worked all the way across the country.
it's literally how it works, but okay. Yeah, no, everybody, and a lot of those are just like bot accounts to make engagement and shit. And then it just gets you all spun up for no reason, you know? And then here you are arguing with some fucking nobody. It's not even, it's a computer just engaging you.
It's like someone how do you, what's a famous one in FXRs that everybody brings up all the time? Probably like it used to be twin cam swap. Do you have to do the oil pan or cut it or what? Like, and I don't know, man. Like, it just gets kind of difficult. Or like, what's what works from this year to that year? Like, those kind of things are actually important to know. Absolutely. But I think it's also like the FXR Bazaar book is kind of like good at helping you figure out a lot of that shit, even though it does require a little bit of reading and shit.
I think people need to, like, if you really want to get involved in it, just like do your research, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's all out there. I mean, most of the shit I've learned has all been from fucking just trial and error.
Yeah.
Or ask somebody that has the knowledge. Like, hey, what do I need to do to fucking make this work with this?
Yeah.
Have you ever done that? Like, yeah, you got to do this. All right, cool. Thanks. You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Ask the question. That's the problem. A lot of people don't want to. People are too like prideful to like ask a question like that. Like people are gonna make fun of you. If they make fun of you, take the fucking shit talking, take the razzing, and then also take the knowledge that they give you too.
Yeah.
Like don't be so sensitive. Like I'll tell you the answer, but I'm gonna talk shit. Like you're fucking retarded. Like you didn't know that, you know?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you feel dumb just because that's like I'm not gonna just give it to you for no reason.
Yeah.
Like what fun is that? They didn't just give it to me. Like when I asked the question, they talk shit to me too. So I gotta fucking, you know, I gotta get mine back. You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think just that's the thing is like a lot of people are scared to just like ask questions or just to do it. Just go in and do it.
Yeah.
What's the worst that happens? You know, you break it. All right. Well, it was already broken, so it ain't any worse.
Every time I think something's like unobtainable or difficult, I look at how many people do it for a living or do it in general.
And then the type of person that do it, and you're like, I could probably do that.
Yeah. Like that group of people built that house.
I got this.
I could probably figure it out.
I got this. I'm next.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll do 3-something hours.
3 hours and 12 minutes.
Shit.
Bro, it'd be going like that.
I can do it. I didn't think I was wondering. I'm like, I wonder if we're gonna be able to keep this going. But
I knew it was gonna go this way.
Shit for fucking days.
When we hung out in Austin, I knew it was gonna be able to go flow like this and just bounce around to shit because of like I said, I don't know. I'm just like plugged into that.
I mean, it's what you do. It's
Yeah.
your thing. So you should kind of know what you're doing, I would hope.
Well, I mean, it's just like I knew, you know, like
well, that's what I'm saying. You can kind of
I can ask you a question about a bike and all these things I learned about you. I'm like, oh, we can go through all these, you know, loopholes and rabbit holes or whatever the fuck you want to call it to get around to like different information. And obviously, you know,
I don't know a lot about much, but I know a little about a lot. That's for sure.
I'm lost.
I can talk about. I know a bunch of little things, random facts about a ton of little things, but
yeah.
I could do this for days. My wife's always like, you could just talk for hours. Like, you don't get sick of talking about this shit with people? I'm like, no, not really.
Yeah.
I could go on.
Not when you like the vibe, you know what I mean? When you like the vibe of the person, it's really easy to keep those conversations going.
For sure.
Yeah. I'm really thinking about, you're in the studio here, and I'm really been thinking, did I bring this up to you about the couch situation?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about going couches.
I think that'd be cool.
Or
Like just
like
where you can
chairs.
just kind of a little more like a little less formal, if you will, like a little more kind of.
This is traditionally like when I think of a podcast with the idea of what Joe Rogan has done forever. Like this is the most natural form of a podcast, but it does kind of create a little bit of a like right now the way the table is long ways. Mm-hmm. This is like usually the table would be long ways like this, and we'd be sitting that far across.
Okay, yeah.
And that feels a little better,
a little more engaging and personal.
This is better for camera angles because you can get a better like one like shot of you.
Yeah.
And when we're super
We're not
close,
so close,
when we're super close, it's like way more of a side shot.
Got it.
So if you put like a couch and a couple little love seat type chairs or some shit, you can get individual cameras hitting the individuals. but like you'll be more like you're kind of like looking at each other, but you know what I mean? Like you're not.
It's not like a no. I guess that makes sense too. I mean, I could see how either way.
To me though, like I fidget and I move a lot, so the table helps me kind of like
Have
hide shit.
Kinda...
Like I could be doing my leg like this, and it doesn't really show up. But I started noticing on some people's podcasts that the shots that they're doing of them is like just like of, you know, chest up, head, kind of like what I think this is kind of.
Yeah.
So I could still have like my movement down there, my, you know, fucking fidget spinner.
Right.
You know, whatever going on. I don't know. Trying to figure out how to keep things like feeling fresh and new and shit.
I was like that, like the DJ Vlad, like very tight in, like headshot. Shot I always think looks good too. It's literally from like here up.
Yeah.
But
yeah, those shots are kind of like, they're not hard to get, but like also, like say for instance, when I do these like the.
Cut this off, by the way?
Well, I
I
guess.
know you do your outro, so I figured wait till you do your outro.
Yeah, it's like he's it's kind of weird now. But no, it's just thinking about it, like trying to. I mean, I don't really have money to buy a couch and all that shit right now, but just in times when you're like you have podcast opportunities and like it is when I've been traveling just doing one camera angle, it's so easy to set it and forget it and like do the podcast and I have to sit there and flip cameras back and forth. And I don't know how much people really care.
How much value you're getting out of the flipping camera thing?
Yeah. Which I do like the aspect of doing. I think it adds a level of professionalism, but I just don't know how much it really like when I listen to a Rogan or a Flagrant or whatever podcast I listen to, like I'm barely watching it. I'm listening to it and I'm catching a glimpse
Yeah,
of
you're
it.
usually doing it in the car while you're driving
Yeah.
or something, or you're in the shop and you're not really watching it.
Yeah. Right, man. I want to wait till you get done PPing.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
It was a good time, man. We got to do more of this shit more often.
Dude, like I said, I got nothing but time, so and it gives me an excuse to get the fuck out of the house and actually do something.
So, Inkaholic, we never even talked about that. Like where I guess you're tattooed.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that shit was like 2010 when I made that shit.
Oh, shit.
I know, and I'm like, I want to change it, but I'm like, I just can't now. Like it's there.
You're synonymous with it.
I don't trust people that change their Instagram names.
Yeah, I'm like, it's there. It is what it is. I was, it was fucking, what was that, 15 years ago now, something like that. So
Yeah.
I wasn't 40 yet 15 years ago, so I was just a dumb kid.
25 years
thought
old.
I was cool, so.
Yeah, that's there's
So it's there, and it's there. I'm Minkaholic 1904 for fucking life, I guess. Everybody, my wife always talks shit. She's like,
1904. That's San Diego.
yeah,
right?
SD, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of, it's there, but it's funny because like all the like East Coast like jam guys, they're all like they know me as Virginia Beach Chris. So it's like, but I'm not even Virginia Beach anymore. So it's, but yeah, dude, I'm down to do this anytime. I can do this shit today. So.
Yeah. That's all you got?
Yep.
All right, man. I appreciate you doing
Yeah,
it.
dude, for sure.